stand for, oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the ground for the left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a small Friday edition. You mere mortals might call it Thursday. He is gritty and pretty. That's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson.
I like that. I can rock with that.
Easy E on the other side. Yeah, I see you throwing weight around. You're a big old boy. I mean, you're gritty and pretty.
I'm gritty and pretty.
I just saw that, by the way.
What's that?
You throwing weight around.
What weight did I throw around?
It was a.
Oh,
on the
that was old.
socials.
Yeah, that was old. I just needed I needed content. That was a while back.
Oh, that wasn't like yesterday.
That wasn't yesterday. No, that was a 200-pound sandbag. But
Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask. That looked like
wasn't-
a large bag of sand.
No, it was, but it wasn't.
So it's too. You just like you
I
had to bring
needed
that up,
content.
though. I'm glad.
You
What do
know,
you mean
you-
you needed content?
I hadn't posted since like Saturday, so I needed some.
So
content.
you just is that allowed? Are you able to
Yeah,
dig
yeah,
into cycle?
I got a bunch of videos that I haven't posted, and then you just schedule them.
What? Okay.
You
So-
you have it in your phone too. You just keep them, but you have stuff in your phone that you haven't posted. They're like, you know what? I haven't.
I would
posted.
say 99.99% of the stuff in my
So
phone. I
you know,
haven't
every
posted.
now and then, if you feel like, you know what, Rob, I haven't posted.
I
Let me
do-
throw something out
You know,
here.
it doesn't even
Well, you
cross my
posted-
mind. Sadly, I'm not
It's-
going to lie.
I
It is
get
a
it.
professional issue in my life.
I get it.
But
You posted during the eclipse.
I did to make fun of the fact I wouldn't have if it would have been what I expected.
Oh, right.
But
Okay.
because
we'll
I
do it
was
again
so
in April.
angry with if I hadn't tuned in on time situation, where if I wouldn't have known that
Well,
to
we'll do
look
it-
with my
yeah.
thing, because I was waiting for it to get dark before I even cared, so I would have missed the whole damn thing because
Well,
it didn't get dark.
We'll do it again in April.
Yeah, we'll do it
We'll
better.
make up for it.
We'll do it better next time.
So what? Last night we had Spurs, we had WNBA, we had Rangers,
I wanna
Astros.
talk about
What
this
did
real quick.
what did you
So
watch?
it was
How
a
did you
busy
do it?
night, and
Yeah.
I regret not going out to the card house yesterday.
It's all
It
good.
sounded like a lot of fun. But
was a good
I have
time.
a green swimming pool, and I have bigger issues to fry.
Who cares what your swimming pool looks like in October?
Dude, and it's amazing how fast that water got cold. So now there is zero return.
Why don't
This
you
is
just
when
buy
you-
a cover?
This is
Rob?
when
When are you
going to
get a cover?
See, the cover is not an answer.
Oh, okay. It'll still turn
also
green?
required. Oh yeah, man. I've lifted the cover off of a pool that was horrifying.
Oh, okay. That
So
makes it
that's
worse because
not
you don't
always
know.
an answer
Right.
because you don't know. But that would involve guys that are more diligent than me.
Okay.
But see, there's the law of return. So I had work to do. So I was so excited about last night
What,
because
it's just
there
the
was
sports night in general.
a triple witching hour.
Right.
We had the Spurs and Wemby.
Right.
We had the Rangers Astros, and we had Game 4 of the WNBA, and I had it all planned out that I was going to watch all three at the same time.
Mhm.
And I've now cut the cord, so I'm now capable. I didn't have the ability up until very recently to record 3 or 4 things at any given time. I didn't have that capability. That's a very common thing in the streaming world. I didn't have that with the cables. So I recorded all 3, and I was watching all 3 at the same time. And I don't know what time it is. I just know what time it is in each individual game. And I am not a good sports multitasker. I'm not a good
I know
watch.
what you mean. Yeah.
Twitter, tweet, group text. I can't keep up. But last night I decided, because all 3 were so important to me, that I would record all 3 and just bounce from one game to the next and not miss anything. Which
That's
was
awful.
it was so
That's
much
awful.
work.
It's too
So,
much work, dude.
The Wemby thing happens.
What's the Wemby thing?
The nutmeg.
That 29,000 players have done, and we're gonna act like it's a big deal because Wemby did it.
Don't be that guy,
What
Rudy.
you mean? Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
What you
That
mean?
was freaking great.
Rob,
It wa-
37,652
No.
players have done that.
Not
let's
anybody that was
let's not be-
7'4".
Oh God.
Dude, it was beautiful. Don't take away from greatness. It was.
Oh, now, you know what?
I don't care who did it. I would have celebrated.
You
that.
don't celebrate when Trae Young does it once a
Not
game.
when you're 5'9". No, when you're 7'8".
I love how he's growing by the minute. He was started at 7'3" at the beginning of the segment. Now he's 7'8". All right, continue.
But when you're capable of that kind of
I see what kind of season this is going to be. It's going to be. I see what type of season this is going to be.
Let me just say this it's early. I have to watch this Wemby play with loose pants. The things he does, I'm dancing around the house.
Is that exciting to you?
Yes. He's doing things nobody's ever done before. And you can poo-poo a guy that nutmegs somebody.
He's doing things that guys have
3
never
on
done.
a 6. No, I'm not saying nobody's ever done. How many 7-3 dudes have done that in the world in a game? I'll say, you know what? I'll be nice.
All right, I'm
15.
listening.
I'll say it's happened 15 times
with
somebody over 7 feet in a professional basketball game has nutmegged somebody. Now, on top of that, in the NBA, I'll say maybe I'll be nice. 3 times it's happened. But has it ever happened in front of me? In front of a Spurs fan? No.
Yeah, I'm just saying Manu do it.
Well, that's 6. Okay, yes, I'm saying 7-3.
Okay, so what I'll tell you is this. Somebody that's 7'3", that was the first.
And it was beautiful.
That was the first. What?
It was.
You see, this is going to be a long season. The guy's going to go 3 for 27, and you're going to come in here and talk about his 3 highlights.
Is that what we're going to do this year? Yes, we're going to do it. Every time he does something that nobody's ever done before, yes, we're going to give it the worthy praise that it's due.
Oh, my Lord.
Don't go all this. It hasn't even begun.
Look,
it's no big deal. He just nutmegs somebody.
It's like, yeah.
Holy crap.
It's like, to me,
Odell Beckham made a career on one
in a game that they lost. In a game that they lost. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. This is what I'll say. To me, the nutmeg has become the hurdle in the NFL. I don't know why the hurdle's still a highlight. Like, I've seen the hurdle. Right? The hurdle's played out.
That's
it's
different.
Played out. Like, oh, okay, he hurdled somebody.
The nutmeg takes planning and it takes cooperation. Somebody has to be playing terrible defense at the precise moment of your handle ability to go right
now,
there.
For him to have the confidence in that height and that ability, yes, impressive.
Oh, well, that's nice of you, Rudy.
I mean, yeah, but
you know, you're the troll on the socials. I was scrolling down and it was like this and that, but he gets every call and he sucks next. And everybody's like,
hell no, I ain't saying all that. No. But I know what you're saying.
Like everybody.
No, I was reading the comments because it was all over socials, and the comments were like, "Oh my God, they're glazing." That's the new word for the kids, Rob. Glazing. They're glazing Wemby. Basically hyping. They're basically hyping up everything he does. And so you're glazing. You're a glazer.
You're
glazing
the hype.
Wemby.
That's worth the other things. And dude, that is unfortunate. And I'm not going to let that into the lexicon.
I do some Wemby glazing myself.
I'm not going to say that word. I'm not even going to go down that road.
What's wrong with glazing?
You ain't sneaking that by me.
I'm a glazer with certain stuff. I'll be glazing Wemby too, just not the nutmeg. I'm just saying. I just want us to be hip. I just want us to be good.
See, that's 18 the kids to 20. Pulling something over on us.
18 to 25. Cool. 18 to 25
I've
we
been
glaze.
On the internets. I know what words really mean.
Oh, no. We gotta glaze Wemby here and there.
Yeah,
it's nothing wrong with it.
And leading into the second episode of the first hour, which is not an inappropriate thing to say either. Gritty, not pretty. We're going to hear from McCarthy as he heads into the sunset for a week of R&R. Oh, I like that tie-in. We heard from Mike McCarthy yesterday, and the quote was "gritty, not pretty." That's what Dan Quinn used to describe the game.
I like that.
That was one.
I like this. I know. I like this. There's a narrative around this that we can build on. Defend McCarthy.
And McCarthy was in a good mood.
Yeah, because he's about to be off.
Yeah, he was. Hey, they won a game. The pressure's kind of light.
You get the Rams coming back. I mean, everybody. Yes, we were. Oh man, the Rams are sneaky good. The Cowboys are going to beat the hell out of the Rams.
You get the sense that
knock it off.
Huge. That felt like yesterday's presser, like the thermostat had been kind of turned down a little bit. It's cool. The oxygen had been like the windows were open and the breezes were blowing. The pressure was just off. It just felt like Mike McCarthy was talked about the scrutiny that Dak is under as the quarterback. So when you hear people reflecting on their current situation, normally you are very comfortable.
Right.
That there's a comfortability.
That 4-2 is different than 3-3.
Huge. And with that in mind, we'll listen to Coach McCarthy as he gets in there. We're headed toward another fantastic week of college football. And yet again, Pac-12 playing a front and center role. Caleb Williams and the USC Trojans, was he exposed? Or really more importantly, I don't think USC is as deep as I thought they were.
Yeah, they got Utah this week, I want to say. That's going to be another tough game for them. But Caleb trying to be a trailblazer.
Yeah, this is an interesting idea. And I didn't even know this was legal. Legal in terms that is it allowable to offer an ownership percentage to a draft pick? I don't think it. In my knowledge, how can you give an ownership percentage and then trade the cat? I don't know. I don't know about that. So the financials behind that, but Caleb Williams and his associates, his agency,
his group, as Kawhi used to call it,
his group, his guys. And if you're the current owner of the Houston Texans, head coach, former of the Texans, his posse, they would like an ownership percentage. That's a big ask, young man, but we'll discuss whether that's a worthy time in this modern era of the players named first, team named second.
Right.
Is Caleb Williams worthy of a team ownership percentage? And who is, for that matter? The gumbo is hot as we turn the corner, begin the NFL weekend. Tonight we have the Bezos Bowl. The current iteration includes the New Orleans Saints, right?
And the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We'll get into the accent in a bit.
Oh, no, the accent's retired.
My wife found you very funny yesterday.
Oh, she clowned.
Found you very, very funny yesterday. She was surprised by the talent, quite frankly. I think it's a big night for the Jags.
Is Trevor going to be able to go? I know he has a knee thingy. And where are we with Trevor?
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, where are we with Trevor Lawrence? Are we ready to put him where we thought he would be? You know, we kind of felt like he was the next coming of Andrew Luck. Is it done? Is the perm done? Is it there? Is it all curled up? Perm there? Is he there? Has he graduated? Where are we with Sunshine?
And I think on a Thursday night, it's worthy of a look-see for the number 1 overall pick. He's on his second head coach in a team that seems to have been on the cusp since the middle of last year. Where are they as they head into a worthy Saints defense? Are the Jacksonville Jaguars back after their British sojourn? The Spurs took on the Rockets last night. Wemby couldn't hit a shot, but he was spectacular in every other way, Rudy.
I'm not doing this, man.
But really, the star of the game was Devin Vassell, who didn't
the best
see the
player
bottom
on
of the
the
net.
team.
Didn't see the bottom of the net and took the Rockets down early. And the difference between this and other games was the Spurs actually won that one. They held on tight, got a win, got it just about quick enough for Pop to check out his protege and the next head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, Becky Hammond.
Hot take Thursday?
2 straight as the Aces took down the Liberty in a bucket full of vomit. We're going to cover it all as we come back.
It's a hot take Thursday, I guess.
Yeah, the Spurs win, and we saw their next coach take another trophy home. We're talking about it next. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
When you or someone you know is going through the process of being accused of a crime, you need a team to help you protect your innocence. Who better to fight for you than former prosecutors, now defense lawyers, that know the justice system? The LaHood Norton Law Group will defend your freedom. When you choose us, you choose honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. If you need help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side.
Is your AC working but the house is still uncomfortable? Call Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning. Your AC cools, but it can't defend against humidity alone. Take control of your home comfort with a whole home dehumidifier and save $3,000. Plus, you can save up to $2,500 on a furnace and AC made by Carrier. Turn to the experts and installed by Airtron. Call today for same-day estimates and next-day installations. Visit airtron.com for terms and conditions. Savings cannot be combined with any other promotion. License number TACLA 000399898C.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone. Every year. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slowed. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from this station's network.
It's the Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series. 11 different events going on now, all the way through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio, and their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself, but we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series is the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
We're here with Jose of the Gomez Law Firm. Jose, from all the other law firms in our area.
You know, we pride ourselves as being an open line of communications. We don't have an automated service. You're not going to ever dial our phone number and get some robot on the other line. You're always going to get a person 24/7. Our principal office is here in San Antonio. And we don't only say principal office because our main office is here. We say it because, again, Mr. Gomez was born and raised here, practicing law here in San Antonio in his community for almost 50 years. There are not many attorneys that can say that. If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm. We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's R&R. I love that intro. Put you in the mind of the playoffs. And I don't know how far the Spurs are away from that. They're one game away from the regular season, the beginning of the Wemby era and preseason. I don't know if the NBA preseason is like the NFL preseason, but normally the next to last game is the trial run. He is Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. This is R&R, and we're looking back at a silver and black game that was featured a starting lineup that was freaking giant. Yes, there was no legitimate or true point guard. Jeremy Sohan started at the point, and the Spurs sliced and diced the Rockets early, held on late to take down a win. And, of course, the highlight of the night was something not so nearly as spectacular as I thought it was.
Yeah, it was Vassell, Wemby, KJ, Sohan, Zach.
You like that?
Look, that's the starting lineup to me. It's a no-brainer to me. It makes the most sense.
And it was interesting. So I saw that and I thought, okay, let's see how they do in transition. If I see them, if I'm playing defense, I'm pressuring the ball. I want to see what they do. I'm going to make the first ball guy give it up.
Right.
I want to see how the second ball guy is, because there's not a lot of, there's a lot of really good ball handlers out there, but there's not a great one.
But
so
then you can also,
worked.
but you can also switch everything.
Oh,
you can switch everything.
The defense that's the story to this lineup.
And that's all they've talked. That's all they've talked about in training camp and in preseason. The one thing that everybody's on the same accord on is defense. So I'm like, oh, okay, Pop them pass around the jar of Kool-Aid, and everybody's sipping from it, and everybody's buying in.
So big, long defense, scary break pass lanes kind of defense. You combine that with an offense that is 3-and-D, baby. It is the adoption of the modern basketball game is complete. Papa's bought in. There's a lot of threes.
You gotta either you change with the time or you get left behind, bro. It is what it is.
It is. I like it. And boy, oh boy, that first quarter featured Devin Vassell on fire. What do you have? The first 9 points?
Well, the thing, he coming down just pulling for three. Clearly, what they've told him is like, hey, it's your world. It's your world. We're gonna go as you go. They rewarded him with that big time deal, about $30 million a season. It's his world. He's the best right now. Again, and that's gonna change, and it probably change really soon.
Oh, every game,
but change really soon. But right now, he's the best player on the team, and that includes that guy that's 7'3" and nutmegging people.
Down.
No, right now he is. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're right.
Right now, I'd rather. Yeah.
He's a more talented further along in this game. Yeah. And there's a smoothness to him, that a calming effect that Devin brings. Because Keldon has a tendency to put his head down and just, I'm going to the rim, and things get kind of out of control. Where Devin there's a smoothness to him. And that's the starting five, and I think we're all pretty comfortable in saying that was it. I was wrong. I thought Sohan would come off the bench, but man, I like what we saw.
I thought he would too.
That being said, now we know that Devontae Graham is hurt. He didn't play last night. So the substitution pattern, that's going to be the thing that I guess will flow. So who was first off the bench?
Ooh.
Was it Malachi?
Or was it Dougie?
Was it Dougie? Because
I can't remember. I don't know if there's a true six-man right now in the preseason. There ain't no true six-man.
I'm just trying to follow the substitution pattern. And those two guys are, Malachi is a bucket. That's his mindset, is buckets. And so is Doug's. So, the first substitution, we saw buckets come into the game. Just something to follow. I don't know what it means. But the game, as important as it was to us to see Wemby pop, on the other hand, had an entirely different agenda, even at the very beginning of this is Pop post game. Number 4. Let's play 4.
Well, she's not special because she won.
This is Becky Hammond's
she's
championship.
Special because she's Becky.
Oh, damn.
The same reasons why I hired her. She's a competitive coach. She understands the game. She's great with relationships. She suffers no fools. She's fun to be around. What else could you ask?
Was he describing himself? That was Pop talking about his protege, Becky Hammond, who took her second straight WNBA title last night. Pop had plans for the evening. He was going to watch the game, he thought anyway. Maybe get out early.
Ask him quick. I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to go celebrate. Becky Hammond and the Aces. It's like Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. It's
Relax.
Becky and the Aces. Fantastic. I thought about getting booted tonight because it was exactly the same time, but I just thought this has to be my priority. But it was close. It was close. Congrats, Becky. Yeah, baby. Good stuff. Anybody got anything? All right. Quickly. I got to go get some wine. Can I say that?
Who am I listening to? What's going on over there?
What do you mean? What's going on?
Is this the new Spurs? Kick back and have some wine. Let's celebrate.
Well, when Becky accomplishes something he could never accomplish,
You mean the next head coach of the Spurs?
Yeah, winning back-to-back titles.
You mean
you
that
go
girl?
celebrate.
She is the next head coach of the Spurs.
Relax.
It's done.
Relax.
It's done.
Relax.
Because she's going to win another one. She'll have won 3 straight, maybe 4 straight by the time.
Relax.
I'm not saying it's happening this year.
Oh, of course not.
But what I am saying is by the time it's time, Becky will have climbed the mountain.
Let me tell you something. If I'm Pop, after what I had to endure the last 3 years, y'all gonna have to wheelchair me up out of here. Like I'm gonna see this through. Like y'all made me tank. Y'all gave me nothing to work with. We traded away all of our good players, and you want me to walk away? No, y'all gonna have to put me in a wheelchair, roll me up out of here. I'm gonna see this through if I'm Pop.
I give it 2-3 years, and I think Becky, there's no reason to leave. Let her dominate. But after 3 or 4 titles, I think it's going to get old. Ain't nobody beating that team.
Well,
ain't nobody beating that team.
But that doesn't mean that she's the right choice.
Oh, it's done.
She's not. That don't mean she's the right choice for this team.
It's done. It's over. Put it in the books.
You don't mean that.
I do mean that. It is over.
Now who's being the troll? You trolling.
I'm not being a troll. In 3 years,
she's not taking that job.
In 3 years, Coach Hammond and the Spurs are going to be giving us a breakdown of what the season's going to look like with Wemby as they prepare to chase the title, as they are right there.
My God, Pop like, nah. Well, let me get one more in this era. Got one with Dave. Got one with Tim. Let me get one with Wemby, and then I'll give you that. Then I'll be on my way. Now I don't know when that's going to happen, but let me get one first. Then I'll be on my way.
I'll give you that. But the next head coach of the Spurs.
Well, that would be a title in 3 different decades.
Sure, chase
I'm down.
I'm with you. I don't want him to go anywhere. I'm just telling you that we just saw the next head coach of the Spurs win the WNBA back-to-backer. It's going to be a 3-peat, 4-peat, and then it'll be what's left. That's what it's going to be.
I would relax. I would relax a little bit, Cowboy.
Oh, there's too much involved. They're growing the brand and the it's over.
Well, I guess it comes down to what Victor wants. Whenever Pop walks away, Victor will pick the coach.
Oh, don't you know that discussion's already been had?
He don't know Becky from you.
Oh, are you kidding me? If I'm
don't know Becky Hammond.
I'm Wemby's people, I want to know the future of Pop. I'm okay. I'm here for you. Oh, they know Becky. They've talked about it.
No, I'm talking about Victor.
Oh, they've asked. When I get there, how long are you going to be there? And who's coming next? I'd like to have an idea. And I tell you, it's going to be is Becky. He knows. He's French. They're down.
Yeah, exactly. You can't even say that with a straight face. If y'all are watching on YouTube, he can't even say that.
I say that in jest, but I promise you the discussion's been had. If I'm Wemby's folks, I want to know. I would ask that question months ago. What's the transition plan here?
Not just Becky, but I mean, who is really qualified to take over this alien?
Well,
I'm talking about anybody. I'm talking about, you could name the legend, Larry Brown, Rick Carlisle, whoever, Steve Kerr. Who really fits the bill?
I don't know. I don't know what Victor's going to be, but I got a 2-time world champ that knows the city and probably still has a place
I'm
here.
a little salty today, though, Rob.
Why is that?
I'm a little salty at SS&E. We should be getting ready for river parades. They gave up on our Silver Star / Asians too soon.
Oh, we didn't care. What are you talking about?
We wouldn't have. Nobody does until you win.
We had one. We've been good.
No, we've not won no titles.
We've been good. The investment wasn't there. It's the best thing that ever happened. Do you think they'd have been?
Yes, it's the same.
Here?
Why wouldn't it be? It's the same team. It's just they just moved cities. Say Becky would have got the job. We'd have Asia Wilson. We'd have Plume. We'd have Gray. We'd have Becky. We'd have 2 titles. We'd be getting ready for a river parade.
But we all know how good an owner Mark Davis is.
Mark Davis is fantastic.
So, I mean, I'm not sure.
Tom Brady would be part owner. We'd be seeing Tom here at the games. No, that wouldn't happen. Tom wouldn't have invested in the Silver Stars or the Stars.
You wonder.
But we pulled the trigger too soon, man. We pulled the trigger right before they got good. Not we, SS&E. You know, and again, other than Wemby, you know, some will tell you they fumbled the ball with the MLS. Would you rather have the Aces or SAFC? It's the back-to-back WNBA champions. What you'd rather have?
Oh, bite your tongue.
I like soccer too, but it's not close. Not right now,
no, dude. I'll tell you this. And we love the sport, but it's growing and it's booming. But we're not going to talk about it after tomorrow again.
No, I'm just saying it matters when it's in your town. I'm not saying like I don't give a damn about. I'm not going to go and celebrate with the Aces. I wouldn't have celebrated with the Liberty. But I'm just talking. I don't do. We're on in San Antonio. We're on in San Antonio. If they were still here and they have back-to-back titles, we would care. Where it's like when the SAFC won,
we'd have
we care.
back-to-back titles if they were here.
Why? What are you basing that on? What would be different?
I just feel like it wouldn't have happened. I don't know. It feels like that the investment that they got in Vegas, they were loved from the moment of the first tip. I mean, there was just a fire there that they didn't have here.
Those games are empty.
And I don't know
like
about I don't know enough about the game to know about how many of these free agents got there, because I know I'd choose Vegas over San Antonio any day of the week. If I was a 23,
oh, you would?
Well, if I'm a 23-year-old nearly millionaire or multimillionaire, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna need you to keep that same energy.
Oh, when they open the NBA, yes, it's over for that.
I know.
I mean, but we've been fighting that kind of fight forever.
Yeah,
but
who cares?
But I'm not sure those free agents land here. But I like the thought. They're expanding. We could have bought in if they really wanted them. Then they
sold it. We weren't supporting it, so they sold it.
So they had.
And now they're back-to-back champs.
Gritty, not pretty, describes Rudy J. Coming back, the story of the game, and as they head into the Cowboys bye week, we hear from Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy. It's a up and down season. He was reflective as they head into the break. Wait till we hear from McCarthy. I'm happy for the man. Can exhale and go home for the evening. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Jags tackle the Saints tonight at 6:30. Presented by Fly by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Dane Cook,
Girls type fast.
known for his cutting-edge material
You're 4 sentences in, and then she sends like, wow.
that pushes the envelope.
Nobody's browser history should be clear.
The Perfectly Shattered Tour.
You go on a girl browser, it should be like Pinterest, WebMD, Pinterest. Guy browser, clear.
Dane Cook, Majestic Theater, San Antonio, Saturday, October 28th. Get tickets now at danecook.com.
And paid for by Linear Marketing Group. Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $17,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. We've helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our debt reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-621-3640 now. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the debt reset program can work for you. 800-621-3640. That's 800-621-3640. Again, 800-621-3640.
My name is Susan. Not long ago, I was in poor health. I had a fatty liver. My thyroid was out of whack. I was pre-diabetic. My knees hurt, and I was on cholesterol meds. I'm now down 43 pounds. People say to me all the time, "You look so thin." I've gone from a size 18 to a size 10. I feel much better and can walk 2.5 miles without pain. Dr. Torres changed my life.
I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Call me for your free consultation at 468-81.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters. We've got a deal on window tint, and we've got a deal on car alarms, too. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. That's right. Come get your windows tinted. Come buy an auto alarm. Get your stereo installed, and we're going to give you a free pizza. It makes going to Mother's Window Tint that much more special. All stores open Tuesday through Saturday in San Antonio, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the web at motherswindowtint.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, I got an idea. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Aggies, who's the #1 pest control company in Texas? You know it, ABC Home and Commercial Services. With Texas weather, bugs are always seeking shelter inside your Aggie house. Whether it's roaches, spiders, or ants, ABC can eliminate them. Plus, all of ABC's treatment plans are people and pet friendly. Additionally, all ABC specialists undergo comprehensive background screening, so you can feel comfortable with their team on your property. So call them and tell them the voice of the Ags, Andrew Monaco, sent you.
The annual Thomas J. Henry Bark in the Park Pet Costume Contest is coming back to the Sunken Garden Theater. Join us on Saturday, October 21st from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. for a pet-friendly, family-friendly, tail-wagging time. Enter your pet in the biggest costume contest in Texas with cash prizes up to $1,000. All proceeds benefit local pet rescue organizations. There's plenty to do from costume contests, vendors, food trucks, kids zone, and more. For more info or to register your pet in the costume contest, visit bark.tjhlaw.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. R&R in the Morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you. Top of the morning to all. And to all, a good morning.
You're awfully cordial this morning after being so surly about our
about a
stars
nutmeg
that we let them go.
Oh yeah.
Nutmeg, we can argue
Yeah.
that. We didn't care. We just let them go, and we'd had 2 titles.
See, Rob, you'd
That's
be
selective memory.
What's today? Thursday, Saturday.
We'd have been honking.
You'd be down at the river. You'd probably be emceeing the Aces back-to-back titles on the riverboat, because I mean, who knows the riverboat better
drive
than you?
the boat
You
and
see what I'm
MC
saying?
it at
And
the
MC
same
it.
time.
You did a spur one, didn't you?
Oh, I
Not
did
driving, but MC, like just part of the
No,
barge.
I drove. I drove.
Who was on your boat?
Oh gosh, I didn't have any of the major spurs. I had a lot of the. Oh, who did I?
Wow, you just gonna poo-poo on the Spurs?
No. I'm trying to remember.
I had Steven Jackson.
No, I had like.
I had Jack and Kevin Willis.
Man, I cannot remember who had on my boat. I remember there was a couple of PR staff guys that were there, but
oh yeah, your boat.
And then one year I also did the. I was like, doesn't matter.
Who cares?
But I could do both, and that wouldn't have happened. That's just on my mind.
It's all good, but gritty, not pretty, Rob. I like this.
That's not how the Cowboys are supposed to win. That's not how I was.
You know
told.
what? You know what? Y'all better get over.
Exactly.
You better get over yourselves. You 4-2. Y'all better stop.
Well, Mike, the reason the term "gritty, not pretty" is front and center, as Mike McCarthy summed that up, because that's the way Dan Quinn described the game in his mind. And gritty, not pretty is I'm like you. It's the perfect definition, but that does lead into the issues that the Cowboys have, because that offense is gritty. It's
not
just
pretty.
Not there.
Well, this is the thing, and other than, and I'm talking about the entire league. I ain't talking about just the NFC. The only team that we haven't, somewhat scratched our head about is San Fran. Everybody else, I'm talking about the Chiefs, I'm talking about Buffalo, I'm talking about the Dolphins, I'm talking about the Eagles, Cowboys, Bengals, Browns, Ravens, you name it. We are like, you know what? Yeah, they're this and this record, but something's still a little bit off. Even with Miami, like, when we're, oh man, Miami, and then Buffalo comes through and just shuts it down, and they can't get anything going, and they can't stop anybody. Other than San Fran, there's 31 teams that are gritty, not pretty. The Eagles, up until last week, that's what they were. Gritty, not pretty. It was like, man, I know they're 5-0, Rob, but something's off. Buffalo, like, damn, that was an impressive win against Miami. Then they come back and they lose. We're like Kansas City. Kansas City went and brought Hardman back. You know why they brought Hardman back from the Jets? Because their offense don't look good. So because they're the Cowboys, and because of the star, and because they're so, polarizing, we overanalyze what everybody is really going through. There's 31 other teams, or well, not 31, but let's say 10 other teams that are, supposedly good, supposedly contenders, Rob, where it's like, they might be 4-2, but because is anybody confident about the Eagles? No. So why are we overanalyzing what the Cowboys are doing when everybody that's a contender anyway has some issues? Do the Cowboys have issues? Yes. So does Philly. So does Kansas City. So do the Bengals. So does Buffalo. So does Miami. Miami has so many. That Miami-Philly game Sunday night, I will be there. I will stay up.
Gosh.
I will stay up late for that. But they're rushing Jalen Ramsey back because they can't stop a nosebleed. But we magnify, and I get it why we do, Rob. When you're America's team, you get the good and the bad. You don't get to pick and choose, Micah. But let's be clear about something. We've been unfair to them because, again, everybody that's a contender is going through something.
So, as McCarthy put it, don't lose sight of the positive. They ain't alone in all this.
There you go, Rob. Talk to him.
It's part of your journey. It's part of your path. I mean,
The
to think
journey.
you control
I'm tired of
that.
that
Oh, man.
That's not realistic. It's
Tell us your truth, Mike.
Talking about expectations. Every team has a goal to get through this journey and win the Super Bowl. I mean, I clearly think every team I've ever been a part of it. I mean, that's how your year starts. But everybody has a different path that's cut, and it's important for us to keep our eyes forward and keep moving forward. It's
it's a beautiful thing that we get to come in here and talk about the negativities of a great game that we're a part of. But also you can't lose sight of the positive components that give you the fuel to continue to move forward. But, the negative moments are great opportunities and experiences that you have to have. I mean, you're never going to be who you want to be if you don't go through those moments.
Amen. Couldn't have said it better.
Post game,
could not have said it better,
in a
Mikey.
Series of motivational posters.
What has he been reading?
Series of them. There were
What's
just
he been
hang
reading?
on. There was probably
Journey, the path.
There was
you can't get to where you're going without some rough terrain.
You don't know sweet until you tasted sour, my brother. You just
Journey. He said journey twice.
Oh, he did. They've been blessed with adversity and they're on a journey and headed in the right direction. Yeah, man, that's a guy who, when you talk like that, you had just walked through the valley of death. You just went through it. You're looking back like, we're all on our journey, and I'm sitting 4-2. Who'd have thought a week and a half ago I was going to be 4-2? And
I'll take it.
Okay, so let's go bright side on this. Let's take the Mike McCarthy bright side of all things Dallas Cowboy. They're 4-2.
Yeah, I'm listening.
The offense, while it has been shaky, has been at least effective enough because my quarterback has begun to understand what I want him to do.
And I mean, if you really, if we're going to go glass half full, Ferguson's had a touchdown, Turpin, Cooks, CD, him, Pollard. Like, it's been spread out, which is something they've accomplished. Let's cut back on the turnovers. They've done that. Now, again, yes, absolutely some issues. Moving the ball in between the 20s, absolutely. Defense, other than 2 games, 4 out of 6 games, they've been fantastic. I would consider this last performance against Justin Herbert a really good performance as well. So if I got 4 good performances, because me personally, Rudy J, third person talking, it's Small Friday. Rudy J never thought they were going to be historical. So 4 out of 6 games where your defense is really good, Rob, I'm going to take it. Because Rudy J never thought historical. Rudy J never thought Michael Parsons was an MVP candidate. So glass half full, I'm okay. Because again, there's a lot of teams that have issues right now. And he talks about it, September football. This is what September football looks like. You're working out the kinks and stuff.
And you get the sense that the October football version of the Dallas Cowboys is going to include a little bit more of Dak Prescott carrying the ball instead of running or throwing the ball. At 7:00, we'll look at what the future will hold for this Cowboys offense as we're starting to get an understanding of who they actually are. And will Dak play a bigger role in the running game? That'll be at 7:00. But coming back, hey, Rangers fans,
hey, what are you doing?
Is it a little tight? Is it a little sphincterish?
Why are you doing
a little worried?
What is going on?
Hey, we'd like to apologize for Max Scherzer. Maybe there should have been another week on the IR. We're looking back to last night as the Rangers go down at home. Or should I say the Astros win at home because they're better there than they are in the juice box.
You called it. I'll give you your flowers in the next segment. You called it.
Let's look at what we saw last night as the season is it's still 2-1, but it ain't a pretty 2-1. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Not sure if you've heard, but when the temperatures go low, Kohl's goes lower. No, seriously. They've got their lowest prices of the season right now. I just went and found my whole family cozy fleece for just $14.99, boots for under $40, and an entire cookware set for under $70, plus iron Kohl's cash. So hurry and get the cold weather stuff you need for the hottest prices. Select styles. Offers end October 22nd. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar is San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. 7 days a week happy hour, sports on all HD screens, and plenty of arcade games. With 5 area locations: North Star, Nacogdoches, Medical Center, St. Mary's Strip, and Thousand Oaks. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar has you covered for any occasion, catering to you and delivering San Antonio memories for over 10 years. Slackers, San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. Follow Slackers on Facebook for events and specials.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium. Then again, next year, you get the latest iPhone. Every year. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial #250 and say Boost Infinite. That's #250 and say Boost Infinite. Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slow. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from this station's network.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Coming up at 2 o'clock today, of course, we continue the Dallas Cowboys conversation. Stephen Jones will join us at 4:30. Astros Rangers, John McClain joins us at 5:15. Rob, you're an Aggie. How much are you buying this story that Texas A&M is suffering from fart fatigue?
What do you think about fart fatigue?
Dude, that is the most Aggie article ever written, but it's pretty consistent.
What's he talking about?
I didn't hear the segment. You told me about the segment yesterday, and Jason Minix actually sent me the article that's on Outkick the coverage, and this is the headline. Take it for what it's worth. Is fart fatigue to blame for Texas A&M struggles? There's and this is obviously tongue in cheek, but evidently the truth behind the story is A&M hired a new nutrition coordinator who wanted to make sure the Aggies were getting their protein more from grains than from beef. So they upped their grain input, and when you eat a bunch of grain, flatulence.
Right.
Well, if you fart a whole lot, it does start to tax the body. And when you're playing, there's a video of An Aggie, defensive lineman, McKinley Jackson, who, we were wearing white pants.
No,
it wasn't. He went Paul Pierce on this one. And
Oh,
then there was a
he had
deeper
one of those.
investigation into the skid mark incident, as we're now calling it at A&M. And
So is that why you have lost 3 games? Too much grains?
well, they think that McKinley Jackson's racing stripe was indicative of this high protein grain input that's causing the A&M team to fart a little, for lack of a better word, an awful lot. And they're trying to figure out exactly where the issue is. And really, to fix that, you have to keep a fart diary. This is real. This is science. And you need to, you need to find out when the velocity, the volume, and the odor. We call it the BVW in the business. And
is this for real? You being serious right now? Oh, okay. I was like, what? I couldn't tell if you being serious or not. Like, what are we doing?
Because
this is why y'all got 3 losses.
Due to the cabbage and the broccoli consumption.
Broccoli does make, but so does popcorn.
It can lead to, but you figure those little popcorn ones just kind of keep you going. And just kind of wake you up and make you giggle every now and then.
Right.
This is detrimental to the team, Rudy.
See, Jason sidetracked us. Shout out to the Astros. Shout out to Altuve, second all time.
It all ties in together.
Yeah. Jason sidetracked us with flatulence.
So the Rangers let one big fart out. Yes, it's 2-1. It ain't quite over, but it's time to sweat a little bit. Hey, let's talk some Dallas Cowboys. What do you say? This is R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Jags tackle the Saints tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like Certainty Landmark Pro, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through November, purchase Certainty through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $750. Beacon, always building.
Let's head out. The theater's about to close.
Wait, what does that sign say?
Warning, watch your step?
No, next to it.
If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
And paid for by Linear Marketing Group. Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $17,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. We've helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our Debt Reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-621-3640 now. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the Debt Reset program can work for you. 800-621-3640. That's 800-621-3640. Again, 800-621-3640.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cash back app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway.
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager, must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price to have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Swung on, slow ground ball to short. Pena's got it to second for one. Altuve to first. It's in time, a double play, and the ball game is over.
That's right. The Astros got off the schneid and got a big victory, making that series 2-1. The next game is today at 6:30 on ESPN 1250. And Becky Hammond, those Las Vegas Aces, back-to-back. Will she be the next Spurs coach? R&R in the morning.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. Small Friday, as we call it around here. It's time to get ready for a full sporting weekend. We're looking forward to some good college games. If you are the #1 draft pick holder in the NFL and to get the quarterback you're chasing like a Caleb Williams, would you be willing to offer a percentage of ownership to a new player? That's what Caleb wants. We'll talk about the growth of the quarterback dollars. It might be a way to get around the salary cap.
I see what Caleb's doing. I see Caleb working. Like, hey, let me scare off these bad teams because I know bad teams don't like to spend money. Like, he don't really want no percentage. He just like, hey, Cardinals, Bears, Panthers. Not Panthers. They got Bryce Young, but you get where I'm coming from. I see him working.
Well, what if I just gave you a 2% ownership stock and I didn't pay you a check?
He must not know what league he's dealing with. We'll talk about it.
Well, the league is in pretty good shape. They rehired their commissioner for a 3-year stint. He just keeps printing money for those guys, and he just prints money for that guy.
Knock it off. You could run the NFL, Rob. You could be the commissioner.
Under him.
You could be the commissioner. Like, you talk about anybody could be a GM. Anybody could be the commissioner. Not in the NBA, not in MLB, not MLS, not NHL. Those guys have to work. Roger Goodell rolls out of bed. He has 40 people under him that's smarter than him. giving him ideas, and he says, "Yeah, let's roll with that." Like, you could be the commissioner of the NFL.
Why do you think they rehired him?
Because the owners like him.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it.
and it's just simple. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, why rock the boat? What is he? I mean, and not only that, Rob, you really can't justify not bringing him back. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong. I'm not saying that he sucks. I'm not saying that at all.
But you have to admit that he has changed the narrative. That 5 years ago, we hated that guy.
I mean, who says that some people still don't?
Well, I think there's my opinion of him has changed, and I'm trying to figure out where and when that happened.
I don't have an opinion of him, good or bad. I just know that anybody can do that job.
Well, you know, I think once they took away they formed the committee to deal with really the only negative part of his job is the protecting the shield part of it.
He's become, he still works for the owners, obviously, but he has become more player sensitive. I would say that. I'm not saying that, he still looks out. I'm not saying that he looks out for them, but he at least acts like he gives a damn about the players now.
And the perception changed because that wasn't the case.
No, it wasn't always the case.
Well, they were the ultimate protectors there for a while of players. The Ray Rice video was hidden. So, I mean,
he burned the Spygate tapes.
So there is a history of being too far on the side of players, but it was more about protecting the shield than protecting the player.
Right. That was the shield. That wasn't the player.
What astounds me is that he is, and it's really without fanfare, and rightfully so, that he gets a 3-year up and he's getting $8 million a year.
That's crazy.
Or something nuts.
Crazy.
That we just go, oh yeah, he deserves it. When 4 years ago, this was a guy that was the most despised guy in the league for a lot of reasons, and the NFL managed to change the paradigm for him. And we don't think of him in the way we used to.
Well, a lot of people give him credit for red zone. A lot of people give him credit for
whatever it is.
He didn't do that.
I don't know.
He didn't do that. He just signed off on it, but he didn't do that. That's again, the amount of staff he has underneath him. What is it? $63.9 million.
Yeah, there we go.
Come on. Now, if anybody can be a GM, according to Rob Thompson, anybody, and I mean anybody, Britney Spears.
Oh, settle down.
Rob, Rudy, Eazy-E, roll out of bed, out of your New York penthouse, 100 feet in the sky, and say, yeah, let's play a game in Germany and let's make it Kansas City and Miami. Yeah, why not? I like it. Let's roll with it. He don't do a damn thing. He doesn't suck, but he ain't doing a damn thing. Anybody can do that job.
I think you're giving him the early Pat Riley treatment. All you got to do is roll the ball.
No. That coaching is different.
But I think it's more than just you're at the helm of this billion-dollar entity and things are easy.
Yeah,
the more money involved, the more snakes you're dealing with, man. I'm going to give him a little bit more credit.
And you got people underneath you to deal with those snakes.
Yeah, but
he's like King Koopa. You know how many levels you got to go through to get to King Koopa on Mario? He ain't doing anything. I'm not coming off that hill. Roger Goodell just sits around and says, yeah, signs his name on checks. He ain't doing anything. That's the easiest
I'm not
job.
That hard on him.
That's the easiest job in the world. Okay, yeah, every now and then you got to make a tough decision. Like, should I suspend Zeke 6 games?
No, that's the easy part.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he's dealing with 32 billionaires.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, you got to do some. You got to do some
Game of Thrones.
You got to
stuff.
do some ass kissing.
I mean, seriously.
And for 63.9.
Yeah,
63.9. But hey, Kraft, how you doing? Yeah, man, go ahead, vent. I just put my phone on speaker, put my legs up on the desk, and I listen to Jerry Jones vent. And then I say, Robert Kraft on line 1. Tell him I'll call him right back.
I don't think you hang around this long without having a couple things in your closet.
The reason the thing he's doing, Rob, is not messing it up.
Well, and he also knows where the bones are buried. I'm telling you, you don't last this long amongst 32 billionaires with their own agendas without having. I'm not going to take that much away from it.
He ain't. I'm not saying he's bad, but he ain't doing anything special. He's not. He does not like. I mean, again, when you're making 50 billion a year, I guess he deserves 64 million a year. I guess. I mean, Roger Goodell, the commissioner, making more than any player. That's weird, but okay, cool.
He got him through COVID. I mean, he did.
Me, Edwin got them through COVID because we wanted it.
No.
We got them through COVID.
No, but they didn't get any money from us. I mean, they had to deal. He got them through COVID, and he got those owners to get I give him the behind the scenes. I can't imagine what it's like. I think what you're talking about, the day-to-day of a commissioner, yeah, shoot, I'll negotiate a TV deal. Let's start at $1 billion a year.
He don't do that.
But he signs the contract. I mean, he's the one who gets the credit. That's what the boss gets. But he did hire the right guys. And you're right. You're asking for $1 billion from the TV network on the biggest sport in the world. It's easy.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say he doesn't deserve his
behind the scenes whipping a chain Game of Thrones stuff that you're dealing with. I got to deal with a daily basis with. Keep in mind, he had to deal with Snyder forever. He has got Jerry Jones on line 3, Arthur Blank on line 4. Here comes crazy ass Vegas calling you now. Mark Davis is on the line. He's earning his money, man.
No, he ain't.
Oh yeah, he
no,
is.
He ain't.
I promise
he ain't
you.
doing anything. So you got to deal with some egos and some billionaires.
Egos.
Whoop-de-doo. You getting $64 million to do it.
I'm telling you, he's earned it. And I'm not sure a lot of people in this world could do it. That side of things. The other side, shoot, yeah, that's administrative crap. But that,
I ain't coming off that hill. Roger Goodell, good for you, brother.
Wouldn't want it.
I ain't going to pocket watch you. Good. Yeah, if anybody can get 64 a year, do it. I'm all for it.
And with no fanfare. Like, they just signed off on it. Like, here you go.
Yeah, it's like no big deal.
That's nuts.
3 years.
Because didn't Jerry try to get him gone a couple years ago? I think he did.
Well, at some point, he didn't. Robert Kraft didn't like him for a while.
Maybe it was Kraft.
Kraft didn't like him when it was the whole Deflate Gate. They were beefing. Jerry and him were beefing about Zeke. Jerry didn't feel like Zeke. I think Jerry felt like he was too tough on Zeke. So yes, are there times where you got to argue with your bosses? Yeah, he's had to deal with some. Especially when you talk about Jerry and Kraft, two of the most powerful owners in the sport. But
you're telling guys who never hear no.
And guess what?
You got fire retardant underwear to protect you from those Aggie farts that get you moving. We digress into what the topic was going to be, and that's Dak Prescott. I want you to hear Mike McCarthy real quick on what I think will be a fundamental change and what we look at after the first third of the season, where the Cowboys are going offensively from your pay caller. Listen to what Mike McCarthy says about his quarterback using the legs.
Well, I mean, running and scrambling, I mean, just from my viewpoint, and the training's different. Scrambling is part of the passing game. Yes, it's the way we train. You see us practice in the quarterback schools and all those things. So the scrambling component is part of the passing game. The called runs, we're selective when we do it. And so, I mean, he's very productive, obviously, on a touchdown run. There was a big play in the game. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in, making Dak, you won't see me call 12 quarterback runs in the game, I guess, to answer your question. Don't tell anybody, though.
Okay, so you won't. Okay, look, I'm fine with not calling 12. I'm fine with that. But considering I feel like Dak has learned to get out of bounds, Dak has learned to slide, Dak has learned to not take big hits, I'd call 6. I'd call 7, because your running game stinks right now. I'd be calling more QB keepers than I normally have. Okay, I don't want to do 12. I get that, Mike. But right now, it works. Every time Dak takes off, it feels like he's getting a first down or scoring under McCarthy's tutelage. Why not do it more until y'all figure out what it is you're doing in the actual run game with Tony Pollard? Like, again, now I don't want him leading and rushing. I got to figure, but if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do right now.
I agree.
And right now, let's call more runs. Why not? You ain't letting him throw it. You're not letting him throw it deep. Jerry's begging for you on the fan to use Cooks better. You have no tight end presence. Tony Pollard's getting walked down from behind. He averaged 2 yards a carry this past week. 15 carries, 30 yards. Okay, cool, Mike. Not 12. Let's go 7. Let's call 7 quarterback. It worked for Philly last year.
I like the way he separated running from scrambling.
Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference. I agree with that.
And I like the scrambling Dak too.
What?
Not just I think Dak is more accurate when he's running to his right than when he's standing still. I will stand by
Dak
that.
Won that game Monday night.
So I appreciate the running game. Yeah, 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah, whatever.
But I would also open up Dak and say, dude, don't be so afraid of moving around.
He knows how to slide already.
Yes.
I don't want him taking a Josh Allen beating like last year. I don't want that, Rob. And I don't even think I want it on the Jalen Hurts level. I think Jalen Hurts took a beating, and against Chicago, it finally caught up to him. He got hurt. But putting a little bit more of that paprika, put a little bit more of that Dak Prika in the offensive scheme as far as his legs, is not going to hurt anybody.
He was running right when he hit Cooks, right? Was that the...
No, he was running back.
Well, he was running right when he hit Pollard for the long screen.
That was
There's
Pollard,
a lot of
and there was one he hit CD rolling right.
So that's the
first
one.
Down.
That's the one that I remember most. I will stand by the fact I think he's more accurate running right. I don't know why we don't see more of that, and that's that separation you hear from McCarthy, and he stresses it a lot about. It's part of our offense. This fast break scramble thing.
He's literally gotten down on his hands and knees, not in the literal sense, but gotten down on his hands and knees and begged Dak to use his legs more.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw why this past Monday, why he's probably right. But again, no, not 12. But don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody as he closed that down.
Don't tell anybody.
Hey, the quarterback's going to be top of the conversation as we round into the second half of the season. Caleb Williams is part of the chase, but if you get a Caleb Williams in the draft or the opportunity to get him, he's going to want something from you, like a percentage of the team ownership. Is that the next bold step in the payment of players? And is this the answer to the quarterback conundrum? When you have to pay them so much and the cap limits you, maybe that's a way to balance things out. We're going to try to figure it out. Caleb Williams and team ownership next. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You talk about living in pain or people that are dealing with the day-to-day stuff that so many of us deal with. I'm like that. I'm no different from you. So many of us wake up in the morning and something's bothering you. Go, well, there it goes. It's just going to bother me until it finally heals itself. Listen to me. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. You can get it fixed. It's called Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio, literal, highly trained experts at getting you out of pain. And the type of pain varies. It's soft tissue injuries, strains or sprains. Maybe it's lower back issue. I know they're great with plantar fasciitis, and not too many things are. And if you're dealing with those tension headaches, Arasti is great at that. They accept most insurances, and they're all around town. And on top of that, you don't even need a referral to go see them. Here's the number you need. It's 1-800-404-6050. Call it. They'll get you set up. And before you know it, you're going to see an Arasti provider that's not going to talk about prescribing medications or surgery. They're going to use everything you got in your body to fix itself. And trust me, it works. Lower back issues been my problem most of my life. And I'll tell you what, until I walked into an Arasti provider, when it twinsed up, when it seized and grabbed me, it was 3 weeks minimum. On a board, on my back, it was awful. Arasti not only got me back in the game in about 3 visits for sure. I'd say it was about 2.5 weeks before I felt like I was ready to get after it. But that was half the time I was used to. If you're dealing with pain, stop. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call an Arasti provider today. I am sure they're going to get you fixed. And when they do, I want you to thank me later.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Jazz tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
If you're hit by a car, truck, or commercial vehicle, you need help with vehicle repairs, car rental, medical care, Davis Law Firm can help get your life back on track. For over 25 years, we have secured important verdicts and settlements for our clients, some in the millions of dollars. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car or truck wreck or hit by a commercial vehicle, call the Fours right now. Call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Snap into action this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
Must be present in a state where lawful to wager. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com in Kansas, 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are one of the boldest, protein-packed, and low-carb snacks out there. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, you'll want to stock up on Southern Recipe small batch at your local H-E-B. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds today. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous. Find your flavor at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-449-8811. That's 1-800-449-8811. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-449-8811. That's 1-800-449-8811.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. We are going to talk Dallas Cowboys football when the Blitz begins at 2 o'clock. Stephen Jones will join us coming up at 4:30. And the General, John McClain, joins us at 5:15. We'll talk about the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros and all the things that are happening in the city of Houston. Hey, Rudy, I'm sure glad you got a chance to see what I have to go through every day.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal, Joe. You know, the amount of apologetic.
You're gonna have to start from the beginning.
So
what did Joe have to go through? He's Rudy. I'm Rob. This is R&R. Joe Reinagle. What happened at the Blitz?
No, dude. It's just like Jason's always finding a way. Yeah, I am. Jason always finding a way to defend anything and everything about the Cowboys. Then he'll throw in like a little criticism, just so he doesn't seem like he's the homer that he is. But then he'll come back to, well, like, y'all know Micah's this and Dak's that. And I was just sitting there. Then I'm just looking at Joe, and they went to break, and I was like, bro, how do you do this every day for 4 hours? He's like, dude, now you get to see. Now you see why we're always arguing. Because in Jason's crazy mind, Micah Parsons is still in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation. Not right now. He is not. That is a false statement right now.
Well, what's the conversation?
Is he still in the conversation?
Is he in the top 5?
No, not right now.
We have numbers that say he is. We're going to get there in about 15 minutes. The quarter poll votes or thoughts on all the league awards. Micah's in the conversation. At least theirs, not yours. I mean, he did get a sack when it mattered. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, he has not lived up to expectations, and we'll see who has or hasn't, because it is wide open right now. There's 2 MVP candidates on one team. We'll tell you who they are and what that is coming up in about 15 minutes. Caleb Williams is the odds-on Heisman winner and the odds-on number 1 overall future Chicago Bear.
Oh, yeah. Regardless, because it's going to be the Panthers pick or the Bears pick. One of the picks will be Caleb Williams for the Chicago Bears because, Justin Fields isn't panning out, and that isn't this regime's quarterback.
And that, whether it's Caleb or Penix or whoever else you like, the quarterback market is such that if you're half-ass good and you show some potential, you're going to go high. Right. I mean, it's a crapshoot, but you never know. But Caleb is a surefire thing, as we've seen since the last surefire guy. And those guys are worth a lot of money when they pan out. So much so that the idea of a quarterback eating up 25% of your salary cap money is not that far out of the realm.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It is brutal, ridiculous when you look at how San Francisco's been so successful and you find out they're paying their quarterback 1/40th of what other quarterbacks are getting paid. You understand the economics of the league. Caleb Williams would like to get paid both in money and in ownership. His people have said 2% or so of a team's value will be tied up in their quarterback. So why not own that 2%?
Yeah. This is the thing, Rob. Like, while the way you break it down makes perfect sense, you are dealing with the NFL owners and the NFL owners. They have this email list that, it doesn't have their names on it, doesn't have their teams on it, but it's this email, thread they have where they talk about not paying running backs, where they talk about Colin Kaepernick, and now where they will start to discuss we are never giving a percentage to any player at any time. That email's gone out. Like, as soon as this story hit, the underground email list of NFL owners came out and said, and look, props to Caleb. I can appreciate a trailblazer. I can appreciate somebody thinking outside the box. I can appreciate somebody wanting to, let me think outside the box and let me do something a little bit different. Never happening. I appreciate it. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's genius, but the NFL owner, because again, Rob, then where does it stop? Then Mike is going to want a percentage of the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then Drake May and Penix and whoever, Arch Manning. Where does it stop? Next thing you know, there's going to be like 2-3 players on each team. Let's say 2. Let's just be fair. There'll be 2 players from all 32 teams that feel like you think Mahomes don't deserve part of the Chiefs in his next deal.
Oh, he deserves half the Chiefs.
You see what I'm saying? So where does it stop? The email from the underground's gone out, Rob. This will never happen. Although I do think it's very forward thinking, and the first guy over the hill always takes the most bullets. But it will never happen. Not from the Bears, not from the Cardinals, not from the Panthers, not from the Broncos, Cardinals, Giants, Patriots, Minnesota, Titans. Nobody's going to pay Caleb Williams 2% of their team. It's just never going to happen because it'll never stop.
But let's think about how we even got to this.
Okay.
Why you even think that they would answer yes to a ridiculous question? It's because,
what do you think?
His people look around the league and they know that the financial ramifications of a 6th-year starting quarterback in the NFL are so ridiculous.
It costs you so much, right?
That maybe there should be an answer out there to this. And this might be the answer. If the quarterbacks by their pay and by their stature are truly that cornerstone of a franchise, maybe we could separate them from the salary cap after a series of barriers, 5 years, third contract, whatever it might be, where that kind of money, maybe it is part ownership and it doesn't count against the cap, where I can have a team that doesn't have to look at 8th graders and go 8th grade and in 4 years they're in high school. Then there's 2 years of college. So 6 years from now, I need to have a draft opportunity to go get a guy that I don't have to pay him $1 million to for 3 years. And I have to have everything ready for that because there's no way I can compete with a $60 million quarterback and a $10 million left tackle. I
think that makes sense. I think I really do, Rob, because it's like, okay, I don't want to have to eat up so much of my cap. Maybe I could do this. maybe I could give him a percentage, and then now it doesn't count against the cap. But if that is true, Rob, shouldn't it still count against the cap?
Well, see, I'm
whatever
trying
your
to find an
whatever your
answer to
percentage is
this.
worth, it should still count against the cap,
because
that wouldn't be fair.
You're right, and if I'm Micah or if I'm Bosa or if
Dak,
I'm whoever, and my ears perk up like you'll give him ownership. I was just told that the whole mentality of this team is the defense.
Right.
So
Right.
I get that it's a slippery slope, but what I'm trying to get at is a league where everybody's getting their desserts and their flowers and getting paid, but also allows for a little bit of wiggle room for teams that are just trying to put together a competitive football team. You know,
I think the perfect example for this, Rob, is the New York Giants. They just were forced in their minds to pay Daniel Jones because,
what else we got to do?
What else we going to do? And then now you're paying a guy and it's taking up this big chunk of your salary cap, and he can't play dead. You see what I mean? So I get with your premise on why it makes sense.
And I should never have to. Lamar Jackson should have never been in that situation.
Who? Oh, Lamar.
Yeah.
Now
Lamar,
I think Lamar, you could have talked Lamar into taking 2%.
Yes. And you would have not had to deal with all this crap with a guy who is obviously needs to be a Raven for life. There's nowhere for him to go. And you made him go out there, and to the detriment of so you let him get all the money. You said, go shop, here's your deal. And now you got no money left. You love him, but I got nothing to help you with.
Now, then there's a part of me, Rob, that says, well, at the time, just watching Air, at the time, Nike wasn't giving people percentages.
True that.
You know what I'm saying? And Mrs. Jordan, Michael Mama, was like, hey, I know you never done it, but sometimes things need to be started. Sometimes you got to be a trailblazer. But I just can't see it. Man, you know how many guys that would give their right arm to own 2% of a team that can't get in? You think they're gonna give it to a quarterback? You don't think Jerry Jones got his billionaire buddy saying, "Hey, Jerry, let me get 2%,
just a little bit,
like,
just a taste."
You don't even got to be a full percent, Jerry. Let me get 0.5% of the Cowboys. And Jerry's like, crazy, but I'm gonna give it to a quarterback that I don't even know if you're gonna be good. So that's the other question, Rob. So do you have to cash out if you suck?
No.
You see, no, I can't give you no percentage. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if I don't end up re-signing you, that's got to be in that's got to be. But see, that's got to be in the fine print, Rob.
Well,
I'm putting that in the fine print. Like, if I don't end up re-signing you, you have to sell me my 2% back.
Well, I guess you could. Yeah, I'm not saying that I would never sign something like that, but we're dealing in theories and what ifs. I do think at some point we're not there yet, but the NFL is going to have to address that.
Hey, props to Caleb and his team.
Mm-hmm.
Props to Caleb and his team for shoot. Even you got to shoot to score.
Is he that good? I mean, do you think he could justify it? I know you like him. I'm kind of in between because I don't want him to win the Heisman again, so I don't want him to be that successful.
I think.
But is he worthy of that?
He can do. Yes.
If you think he's
the real deal.
Then it makes it even
he's
more
the real deal. He can
question.
do everything. He's the real deal. He's the best prospect we've had in quite some time.
So if he's the sum total of all of Lincoln Riley's abilities, from the Baker Mayfields of the world and everybody that he's dealt with, the Jalen's, and that he's turned into great quarterbacks. If he is the sum total of that, yeah, I'm down.
While I say he's the real deal, Rob, I'm still not ready to put him on the can't miss list. Like, there's only a few guys that have been on the can't miss list.
Okay. I'm glad you asked that question. Can't miss list. Trevor was on that can't miss list, wasn't he?
I don't think they missed.
Well, we'll talk about it next. They're playing tonight, and Trevor, it's time to put up or shut up, man. Yeah. There were some things we expected from you guys this year, and it took a couple of weeks and eating fish and chips to get you guys the ship right. Let's talk about where Jacksonville is, where the Saints are, and where the NFL is, because it's time for some gumbo. Hold on tight. We're about to eat. Go get your hot sauce. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'd like to thank the good folks at SA Card House for showing San Antonio Sports Stars such a fantastic time. Foster and the gang took great care of us. They had a bunch of card games going on, cash games, no limit hold'em games going on. The Fall Classic Festival still going on. Big time money on the line all the way up through October 22nd, but you got to play to get the pay. But the thing about it is Joe got some food. I got some food. My wife got some food. Jasmine got some food. Foster, we just had a really good time. But the food at Foster's Bar and Grill, and again, that bread pudding, oh my Lord, it is really, really good. I can't stress enough. If you do want to go and have some great food, you want to go to SA Card House. Again, they don't care if you don't go over there and play poker. They got a full bar, got a couple Don Julios, a little orange slice. I like my tequila with orange. And I had a breakfast plate, actually. I didn't do the waffle or the pancake, but I did some, it was a little sausage, a little bacon, little eggs. I like breakfast at night, and they serve breakfast all day long. What I'm telling you is, whether you want to just go have a date night or whether you want to go play some no limit hold'em, SA Card House is the place for you. You can check it all out yourself at sacardhouse.com. That's SA Card House at 281 and Bitters.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to continue to talk a lot of Dallas Cowboys football because, after all, that's what we do. But we'll probably throw in a little Houston Astros with the General, John McClain.
John McClain at 5:15. Stephen Jones at 4:30. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar is San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. 7 days a week happy hour, sports on all HD screens, and plenty of arcade games with 5 area locations: North Star, Nacogdoches, Medical Center, St. Mary's Strip, and Thousand Oaks. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar has you covered for any occasion, catering to you and delivering San Antonio memories for over 10 years. Slackers, San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. Follow Slackers on Facebook for events and specials.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo and auto security headquarters. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each place their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
Dane Cook.
Girls type fast.
Known for his cutting-edge material.
You're 4 sentences in, and then she sends like, wow.
That pushes the envelope.
Nobody's browser history should be clear.
The Perfectly Shattered Tour.
You go on a girl browser, it should be like Pinterest, WebMD, Pinterest. Guy browser, clear.
Dane Cook. Majestic Theater, San Antonio, Saturday, October 28th. Get tickets now at danecook.com.
Thanks for the coffee. No problem. With my cash rewards card from Navy Federal Credit Union, I get up to 1.75% cash back. Isn't it 1.5%? Now it's up to 1.75%. That's bigger and better. I bought these scones with my cash back. I love scones. Me too. Scones for everyone.
When you sign up for direct deposit, you can earn up to 1.75% cash back with the Cash Rewards Card. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Hustle up. We've got 8 more floors to go before lunch.
Sarusha's window washing business is reaching new heights.
Wipe, and let's roll.
They need more certified cleaners to keep online reviews crystal clear.
Team, I know we're hustling, but watch for streaks. Candace, can you give me a hand over here?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 6:45 and 9 with R&R in the Morning.
Do you like a certain amount of chaos?
Conflict is good.
Yeah.
Yes, I guess I do. I like healthy chaos. I don't like the BS.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. R&R in the Morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all.
That's Rudy. I'm Rob. This is R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I want to thank everybody who came out to the SA Card House last night.
Good times, good times, good times. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Everybody ate good?
Everybody ate good.
So
Everybody
you
played some cards, had a couple drinks.
Heard you said you had some Brenner.
What's Brenner? Oh, what's Brenner? Oh, Brenner. God. Oh, damn. I like that. Yeah, I did have Brenner. Breakfast, dinner.
That's what I've had, and not for dinner, but fine eggs.
Those,
you judge a chef by their eggs.
Had some red snapper on the table, some chicken piccata on the table.
And you were eating eggs.
Yeah, I wanted eggs.
I think your priorities are way out of whack. I'm just going to throw that out there.
The red snapper looked fantastic. Nice, white and flaky. Looked good.
And you didn't eat it?
Mm-mm.
You were lifting 200-pound bags of sand.
Yeah.
All right. The NFL gumbo she's cooking this Thursday night. We get the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're kind of a team. Everybody's kind of low-key underdog favorite when the season 6 weeks ago. We looked at Jacksonville.
Detroit. We had a couple Sanchez that we all like. Yeah.
Jacksonville's a good story. They got Doug Peterson in there. He's riding the ship after that terrible experience they had with a college coach. And it looked like things were on the
well, they're 4-2.
Yeah.
They're leaving the South.
They had to leave the country to find themselves. They had to go to Britain and win two straight games.
It had an unfair advantage also on the second week. That's an unfair advantage. I'm sorry. It is, right?
It helped. And they come home and they dispatched the Falcons, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah, they won a homer. And
they beat the Bills and the Colts.
The Bills it was the Bills win that was impressive over there.
Yeah.
And they beat the Colts.
They beat the Falcons, Bills, Colts. They've won 3 in a row.
And here they sit. The team that finally, I think that they're where they are. And is it because Trevor is the quarterback we thought he was? Because he was as close to a sure thing as anybody who has ever been drafted.
And I think, when I look at it, Rob, he still is like, I feel much more comfortable giving him 20% of my salary than I do Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Than I do, and this isn't a dig. It's just saying, like, I'd take him over Dak. I mean, he's younger, but that's because that mostly has to do with youth. But I'm more comfortable giving him 40, 50 million a year than I am Dak or Daniel Jones.
Because it's about time to pay him, too.
It's about that time. The reason why it was shaky because they started off, they beat the Colts. Then they lost to the Chiefs 17. It wasn't the fact they lost to the Chiefs. It was the fact that they were at home and only scored 9 points. Then you follow that up, and the Texans just drill you at home, 37-17. Let's put it on you. You're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Y'all are supposed to win this division going away, and the Texans come into Jacksonville and drill you 37-17. Then they get the benefit of being across the pond, and they beat up on the Falcons. And then, of course, the Bills didn't have a chance because they were coming in there on that second week, and then they beat the Colts again. So 4-2, but there's a couple games in there that made us start scratching our heads and be like, man, we thought Jacksonville was going to be different. But, nonetheless, just like the Cowboys.
They're Cowboys 4-2.
Just like the Cowboys. Do they have some questions? Absolutely. But 4-2, you'll take that. And then tonight on the Prime Jeff Bezos Bowl, you're at New Orleans.
This is it's not like the game last week with the 49ers and the Cowboys. It's not do or die, but it's one of those signpost games.
Yeah.
This is one of those games. And New Orleans is not a good football team. They're an average football team.
Okay.
I don't know which one's going to show up.
Okay, I was going to say,
if all the guys show up,
that.
They're a really good team, but they haven't all showed up at the same time. If we get Thomas and Kamara and everybody playing, that defense is one of the better ones in the league. But I've also seen them just stub their toe. I mean, I've seen them play poorly. So I think Jacksonville's in a good position to go into New Orleans to get a roadie to prove to the people that kind of believe like this is a playoff team. They're kind of like I'm not going to compare him to a current world champion, but you have to go through steps. But they're like the Nuggets. They've drafted appropriately. They got their guys. You just got to take your lumps. And they took a lump last year. They got embarrassed in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. But there's the thing, as far as when you say the Saints aren't a good football team, they don't have a good win.
No, they don't.
They don't have a good win. They got to win over the Panthers. They got to win over the Titans. And they got to win over the Patriots. So,
and I've seen them look good and really bad.
Yeah, they don't have a good win. So, and Derek Carr is who we thought he was, like a guy that's a serviceable quarterback. That, again, another guy that I'd rather pay Trevor Lawrence than, be paying Derek Carr like the Raiders did and like the Saints did. I mean, they both paid Derek Carr. They ain't pay him Joe Burrow money or Justin Herbert money, but he's made $100 million.
Is Trevor above the Derek Carr Mendoza line quarterback?
Yes. Yes, but the thing is, this is the advantage Trevor Lawrence has. Like, they really built a team around him. Like, Derek Carr has kind of been thrown in the fire. Daniel Jones kind of thrown in the fire. Like, with Trevor Lawrence, it's like, okay, boom, we're going to get you Etienne. Okay, boom, we're going to go get your offensive lineman. We're going to get you Christian Kirk. We're going to go get you Evan Ingram. You know what I mean? Like,
and other wide receiver, they just picked up the gambler, Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley. So they like, okay, we believe in this guy. So what's the next step? Let's actually put a team around him. Chicago, are you watching? So whether it works or not, Rob, they're doing the right things. So yeah, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, Etienne, offensive lineman, left tackle, right tackle. They're doing Calvin Ridley. That's why he's having success. That's why he's 4-2, because they give a damn about the pick that they've invested in. And they're going to pay him $50 million a year because he's the real deal.
The bye week's kicking in. We're week 6.
We're about that time for everybody.
It's an 18-week season.
Mm-hmm.
We're week 6. It's time to look at the potentials. It's time to look at the guys that are in the conversation, whether we agree with it or not. For MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, all those worthy awards that really give us something to argue about. We thought we knew what we were talking about just a month ago. Did we? We're going to look at those potentials. Where does Micah land? Who is the MVP, both offense and defense? Who's your coach of the year? As we talk about Jacksonville turning the corner, keep in mind there's a Houston Texans team that's turning the corner as well. Let's talk about coaching and awards coming up in the NFL next. This is R&R. You're on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. And as we head toward the award season, Micah Parsons ripping everybody. You refuse to admit that he's even in the conversation for MVP.
Oh, no, for Defensive Player of the Year. He definitely not an MVP conversation. That's gone.
ESPN.
But DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year, I would have Fred Warner ahead of him. I would have Myles Garrett ahead of him. I would have TJ Watt ahead of him as well.
Let's start with the hierarchy. Fred Warner ain't going to win it because there's another defender on his team that'll split the vote at the very least. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Bosa.
So I take it this at the political side of things. And I would say the argument.
What's your argument for Micah?
For Micah, I don't have one right now. He's not. I don't have.
But you just have him in the conversation, which is all Minnick said. He says I always misquote him. All Minnick said is he's in the conversation.
We got 12 weeks to go. It'd be a lot more difficult to justify to keep him in the conversation. But when it really mattered, just last weekend, when we had to have something, he was there, and that was enough to kind of carry you through on the conversation. Defensive Player of the Year, I would guess. I don't know who it's going to be. In the modern NFL, I quantify this. What's more important today? Is it sacks or interceptions?
Or pressures?
Well, I'm just saying, I'm talking about the award-worthy guys. So it's either going to be the guy that has going to pick up the interception pace, pick up 3 or 4 interceptions, maybe return one for a kickoff or a touchdown, or it's going to be the guy with 17 sacks. And I'm not sure which way it's going to go.
I would say the sacks guy. And because I think when you're getting interceptions, it's because your team is getting pressure.
Who is the MVP right now? Because I love your argument.
My MVP right now?
Right now.
I'm going to say Tyreek Hill.
Why?
I don't think there's anybody that keeps defensive coordinators up all week, no sleep, more than him. Number 2, I feel like if you take him away from Tua, that offense looks a whole lot different. And 3, I think he is a legit. I think he's one of the only cheat codes that we have in the league where there is no answer for him. And I feel like, while I think even though they won a Super Bowl last year, Patrick Mahomes is out of this world, but he misses him. This year he misses him more than I feel like he did last year. But no, I would go with Tyreek Hill.
For those that are around the four-letter network as they are ranking the possibilities, they look at Tua number 1, the guy who's giving it.
You see what I'm saying? I don't know how that works. Who do you give the credit to? It's kind of like Matt Lyon and Reggie Bush, right? But go ahead, Rob.
Pat Mahomes 2, McCaffrey coming in at 3, Josh Allen at 4, Jalen Hurts at 5. Just missing on the top of that list is Tyreek Hill. And let me give you their justification for why he should even be considered. And I think this is, when I read this, you go, why is he not in the top 3? He's the league's top receiver. He's on pace already. He's got 42 catches for 814 yards and 6 touchdowns through 6 games. He leads the NFL in receiving with 135 yards a game. Yards after the catch, 336. And he's turned 35 receptions into first downs. That's tied for first place. He's the first wideout whom no defense does want to face. That's the sentence. I believe it. It is hard to argue against that.
And what's weird is why I can't take their ranking serious, Rob, is because, okay, on one hand, you have McCaffrey ranked ahead of Purdy, but yet you have Tua ranked ahead of Hill. I don't get that. Like, why is McCaffrey ranked ahead of Purdy? But then if you're going by that logic, then Tyreek should be ranked ahead of Tua.
I just don't think we're going to ever see wide receivers receive that kind of
because it's like, okay,
treatment.
Who's giving you the ball? But
right.
The thing is, like, literally, when like on these long touchdown passes they're hooking up on, there's 3 yards. You know what I mean? There's 3 yards of separation. Like, he is really, he is unguardable. Yes. Unguardable. There's nothing. There's nobody. There's not Devontae, not Diggs, not you name the receiver. None of them are like Tyreek. Flat out cheat code, 2-3 yards of separation, whether it's a slant, whether it's a go, whatever the case may be, unguardable. And again, he keeps defensive coordinators up all week long. I don't know how it's not him, but I get it. It's a quarterback award, which is what Micah's beef was. Like, I think at some point we got to stop giving it to QBs.
I will say this: it appears that the scene is set for a Joe Burrow ascendance.
Yeah,
he has the narrative. He'll have the.
He's rose up from the dead for sure.
I mean, coming off an injury, he alone gets back. They get good.
Yeah, look. Well, I mean, who are we kidding? The quarterback's going to win it, right?
They're 4 of the top 5, 6 of the top 8. I mean, Brock Purdy's still on the list.
I know. Even after that performance.
Even after all that, he is still on the list, just ahead of another guy who, quite frankly, Jared Goff. There needs to be an award for whatever Jared Goff has become. I don't know what you put it.
The ultimate game manager?
Whatever. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not most improved, but he's certainly a whole lot further improved than I ever thought he'd be. He's not coming off an injury, and he is better now than I ever thought he would be this far into his career. There has to be some kind of award for that. Maybe we create the Jared Goff Award.
Yeah, Jared Goff kind of gives the kind of lets us know that sometimes we got to be patient with the quarterback.
True.
Because, again, it worked out for the Rams. They got a Super Bowl. That's all that matters. But right now, they take Goff over Stafford. And Stafford's good. But he's not playing better than Jared Goff is.
Who's your coach of the year?
I got to go with right now, at this sector with all the injuries, how young they are, nobody really giving them chance, including me. I'm going with D'Amico.
Yeah.
I'll go with D'Amico, but Mike McDaniel's a close second.
He probably should have got it last year.
Who, McDaniels?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would go with D'Amico right now. If you made me pick today, I'm picking D'Amico Ryans as the coach of the year. Who would you have?
I think it's D'Amico Ryans just because of just the surprising solid play from his quarterback, and I think there's a foundation
and a
built
lot
by
of
your
injuries,
coach.
Man. He's had to overcome a lot. And your quarterback's a rookie. Your quarterback's a rookie. Now, offensive rookie of the year, Rob. You going Bijan, or you going CJ?
Right now, it's Bijan.
Oh, you would take him over Stroud?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you saw it. I mean, he's doing some.
I'm not saying.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
No, I don't either.
I just think,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I think it's that close. I would probably go CJ.
I think he'll end up winning it
because it's a quarterback award as
Yeah,
well.
well-
But I think, first of all, it's a thin line. I'm not saying either guy's pulling away from the pack. But I'm shocked that you went Bijan. Do you think he changes that at Leonard? He
Man.
makes him that much different, right? Because Ritter's not that good.
That's why I give it to him. I mean, he's doing it by himself. And every player, every guy needs a moment. And that Meadowlark lemon around the back catch for a touchdown, that was it,
that
man.
Pistol Pete.
I'm done. You win. He's doing it by himself without a quarterback.
It's not often you get a signature play in your rookie year, but I think Bijan, we're going to be watching that play for about 10, 15 years from now. We'll be watching that touchdown.
Speaking of signature plays as a rookie,
oh my God!
why don't you go check your spice cabinet because your nutmeg's missing. Let's talk Spurs and Wemby coming up next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Jags tackle the Saints tonight at 6:30. Presented by Fly by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters. We've got a deal on window tint, and we've got a deal on car alarms too. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. That's right. Come get your windows tinted. Come buy an auto alarm. Get your stereo installed, and we're going to give you a free pizza. It makes going to Mother's Window Tint that much more special. All stores open Tuesday through Saturday in San Antonio, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the web at motherswindowtint.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, I got an idea. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Do you know what I'm a sucker for? Me. I can talk myself into anything, or at least I used to. One of the most important lessons I've learned in my own life is to not rush through a decision. There are some decisions that need time for understanding their significance and implications for life. Carl Jung said that hurry is not of the devil, hurry is the devil. Well, I think the devil is more than that, but point well taken. When we rush, we usually create something we don't want. King Solomon has taught me a wonderful lesson in his book of Proverbs. He writes, "A prudent person gives thought to their ways." Yes, and I would add that the bigger the decision, the more time you need to decide. So the next time you find yourself in a hurry to make a decision, ask yourself a simple question. Why am I rushing? Your life and the lives of the people around you are worth that little pause to consider your next move. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Thursday Night Football is on, and it's only on Prime. Tonight, it's a big game in the Big Easy when Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars take on Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. Not a Prime member? Sign up for a 30-day free trial to stream the game. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon, live from New Orleans. It's the Jaguars and the Saints tonight on Thursday Night Football, and it's on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Let's head out. The theater's about to close.
Wait, what does that sign say?
Warning, watch your step.
No, next to it.
If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet Bruce.
Hey there.
He's a busy soccer dad who's trying hard to learn the game.
Go for the end zone.
Whoops. Luckily, other things come easy, like banking with Chase. On a tip from his banker, he set up autosave in the Chase mobile app. So what are you saving for, Bruce?
Father-daughter soccer camp.
Smart bankers, convenient tools. One bank with the power of both. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
AutoSave requires a Chase checking and savings account. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and friction and reduce wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select filter for just $33.99. Limit supply. See store for details. Get Syntec only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Scherzer, the 1-2, and Altuve drives this one deeper to left. Going back, Carter still going back, and Altuve has left the yard. A home run for Jose.
Second all-time on postseason home runs. That's a Hall of Famer in waiting. Astros now only down 2-1. Game 4 is tonight, 6:30 over on ESPN 1250.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. We're glad you're with us. He's Rudy. I'm Rob. Edwin Hafner taking us all the way till 10 o'clock. In the order of importance this hour, we're looking at the Spurs. Second win of the preseason, raising their record to 2-2 as with a 117-103 win over the Houston Rockets, giving them their first loss of the preseason. Wemby showed out with a highlight-worthy moment, but it was it was highlight-worthy. Man, you just snicker at the littlest things, man. Why are you so mad at Wemby for doing something that was awesome?
First, you see how people can push a narrative. I don't hate Wemby.
Every time I mention it, you go, you laugh
because I'm like, yo, let's bring it down.
What are you talking? Bring what down? Watch the glory that is one more
Rob,
time.
I've seen 75 nutmegs. Now, it's the first one I've seen from someone 7-3.
Reggie Bullock.
And then he didn't even finish.
Well, he was driving and delivering. He's the 3-and-D man. No, the Spurs did play. And whether you love the move or not, you cannot take away the Wemby effect.
What's the Wemby effect?
It is in all things. I mean, when you watch the Spurs, there's this level of comfortability that if I screw up on offense, weak side help is coming. I can
that's more sexy to me than a nutmeg.
But to see that
the fact that everybody wants to play defense, everybody like, hey Rob, where's your Spur up in you? You know, we're not fluff. Put your pop draws on. We're not fluff nutmeg plays. No, we focus on defense and execution and the beautiful game and passing up good shots for great shots. We don't care about nutmegs. Get your Spur back. You know, it's been gone because we've been on a mission. now that the mission is accomplished, we got Wemby. Let's get back to what we are.
I don't think that coach exists anymore. I want you to hear what Greg Popovich sounded like last night.
Ask him quick. I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to go celebrate. Becky Hammond. And the
Nobody
Aces.
in the building knew.
That's like Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. It's Becky and the Aces.
Hey, she ain't Smokey.
Fantastic.
She ain't Smokey.
I thought about getting booted tonight because it was exactly the same time, but I just thought this has to be my priority. But it was close. It was close. Congrats, Becky. Yeah, baby. Good stuff. Anybody got anything? All right. Quickly. I got to go get some wine.
This is a basketball watching, wine drinking, fun loving coach.
This is that sounded like a coach that was like, dude, let's get out of preseason. I don't give a damn. But what was funny though is, and it's kind of like, the WNBA knowing their place. No one in the room knew what he was talking about. He was like, yo, I got to go celebrate. Everybody's like, what happened? Is it someone's birthday? And Pop looked around the room like, y'all don't know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Becky Hammond. And everybody's like, oh yeah, of course. Nobody knew. And it's okay, Jeff Orsborn. It's all right, fellas, ladies.
That is
whoever's it. Nobody knew. Because Pop looked around the room like waiting on someone to respond. Nobody knew what the hell that Pop was about to go celebrate. But Rob thinks this back-to-back WNBA champion, 8 years spent on our bench as an assistant coach, could be the replacement for Pop and not Steve Kerr.
It's
now I want you to break down for the people. I want you to break down for down for people why you feel this way and why it makes sense. And she is qualified. Be clear. Let's be clear about that. But go ahead, break it down for the people.
You know what? I'm not going to break it down. I'm going to let Greg Popovich break it down. This is what Popovich has to say about Becky Hammond.
Well, she's not special because she won championships. She's special because she's Becky. The same reasons why I hired her. She's a competitive coach.
He almost called her a bad word.
She understands the game. She's great with relationships. She suffers no fools. She's fun to be around. What else could you ask?
I think he was describing himself.
Can you tell me what suffers no fools means? I'm an old school country boy, but what does that mean?
I ain't putting up any BS. Don't act the fool.
Okay,
don't act up. I ain't gonna put up with it. And I think that's Pop. I don't think you act the fool and suffer. He doesn't suffer them. And I think Becky has rubbed some former Spurs the wrong way.
We found that out when Portland inquired. Somebody snitched on her and said that they weren't really fond of her, according to reports.
We're not going to get into who it was or what, but there were some reports that the Portland job wasn't necessarily hers for sure, but there were some background interviews from some of her previous players. The interview didn't go well, but that goes to she doesn't suffer fools, however you define that. I think that not tomorrow, but when Becky is a 3-time world champion, maybe a three-peat, maybe a 4-time world champion, when the end is finally there for the Spurs, there are 2 candidates out there, Steve Kerr and Becky Hammond. And right now, my odds-on favorite is Becky Hammond for that reason and many others that could go, unfortunately, beyond basketball, that she would be my odds-on choice.
I want to go beyond basketball. What do you mean when you say that?
When the Spurs, keep in mind, we have new ownership when they bought in, the first conversation they had with the Holtz was ROI. Okay, here's the money. Now, how am I going to get some back? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Austin, where I live, and we're going to capitalize on the now the 10th largest city in the country. We're going to capitalize on that market and grow it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do what Jerry did. We're going to Mexico, baby. We're going to own Mexico just like Jerry did, and we're going to be early and often. So it's all about growing the brand. Well, you want to increase your brand loyalty exponentially? Add the other gender. Go hire a woman who has already every bona fide possible. Not only did she live here, she's won as an NBA coach in Vegas. And now when she arrives, she's a 3, maybe 4-time world champ with nothing left to conquer but the NBA. You make her the highest paid coach in the country, in the world, and off we go, her and Wemby, to conquer and write the next chapter in the NBA. I've already written it. What else do you want?
Damn. Do you consider this because of Wemby? I guess we have to answer this. I guess you can answer it better after this season, Rob. But, it's kind of like how I feel about Goodell. Like, don't wreck the Ferrari. Is it? I guess we won't know till after the season, but would she be inheriting a Ferrari? Because when you get a Ferrari, you just tell the person, just don't wreck it. And I don't care who it is. I'm not saying that because she's a female. I'm just saying anybody that would, even with Steve Kerr, like, hey, you coming in here, you getting Wemby now. Don't mess this up.
You hit it on the head. Yes. And we joked about it before. I do believe that if I am Victor, you're a young man, but the people that are advising you, when I knew the Spurs got the number 1 pick, and I knew that Pop's history, the question is asked, dude, what is the transition plan? I want to feel comfortable where you're headed. And I know it's the Spurs. I know you got a plan. You might not have told anybody, but you're going to tell me.
Right.
So I have a feeling that if there's not a general idea of which way they're going to go, at least there's an idea of what the parameters will be for what the next head coach is. And one of them I would like to have would be the next coach needs to be a coach that's accustomed to winning titles. And now Becky has a couple of them. You know what I mean? And maybe it's like a knee equals 2 feet in the WNBA. 2 WNBA titles, is that equal to 1 NBA title?
Right.
Other side of that, and you brought up Steve Kerr.
No.
Steve Kerr's about to be out of a job.
He's in the last year of his deal.
So he's going to be freer sooner than that.
Like, to me, that one makes sense as well. The Steve Kerr thing makes sense as well because, again, he's dealt with, I don't know if you want to say large, not egos, but big time megastar and Steph Curry. He's dealt with that. He's dealt with Draymond. He's dealt with turmoil. He's dealt with champions and trying to go back to back and all these other things he's dealt with. And he's coached under Pop. So.
And he's been in play, and we love him. I would nobody going to be mad if Steve Kerr is the future. But let's get away from the future. That's a long way down the road. Right. We got a happy Pop because, as you said it, and I'll argue, but you're right. The future of the NBA isn't even the best player on his team. Devin Vassell is the best basketball player on the Spurs team. No, not just to you. You saw it last night when Wemby is dishing. It's going to Devin. Devin hit his first 3 shots. The ball didn't even hit the bottom of the net. And once that happened, the Spurs sliced and diced a Rocket team with a crazy starting lineup that is going to be the starting lineup. And when I say crazy, I'm talking about crazy long starting lineup.
It was Vassell, it was Keldon, it was Wemby, it was Shohan, and it was Zach Collins. You think that's going to be it?
And the only way that it works, that this works is if Devin is hitting like he was hitting. Because once you spread the court, the double teams don't come, and it makes it that much easier for a big old guy like Jeremy Sohan to negotiate around with the ball. I mean, as good as he is as a ball handler at 6'10", he ain't a 6'5" point guard. He ain't quick like that. And that's how I would attack.
Okay, because if this is the starting lineup, when you talk about Jamal Murray, at some point John Morant, Chris Paul, Luka, Kyrie, Booker, whatever the case may be, do you like that lineup when this is in this point guard heavy NBA era that we're in?
Here's the problem. Jeremy is a lot of things. He's just not a shooter. And there was
he could become a better one.
And we watched Houston follow the book. Jeremy caught it on the edge. I was in the first half. Everybody just could have stood and watched him like, are you going to shoot it? And he did, and he made it. He hit the 3. It was broke. I mean, it was better than it was.
If I got to pick my poison, it's going to be him.
But that's the poison that will be picked. And as long as he is at least, if you're hitting 20% from 3, I think we'll be happy.
No. I need about 33.
Well, we love that.
Give me the 33, Jeremy. Or if you're not going to get the 33, then don't shoot it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But if they're just going to stand out there and watch you, at some point you're going to have to, because it is.
You got to keep them honest.
The defense, my gosh.
And, Vassell talking about, them helping Wemby through his rookie struggles, which is why I still have Devin the best player on the team, because at some point Wemby's going to struggle.
Yeah, listen to Devin.
For sure. It's going to take him some time. I mean,
is it?
He's going to make great plays, amazing plays all the time. But I mean, like you said, he's still a rookie. He's going to have his ups and downs, and we got to have his back through it all. So we're here.
Vassell, rookie, the recently big-time money-making $135 million contract winning, signing with $11 million in incentives, Devin Vassell. And boy, he's earned it. He is worthy of every penny. the value there. Now that's the
And
starting five.
it's a deal. It's a bargain.
Yeah, the value
in today's NBA, it's a bargain. Yeah.
So you look at that starting five, and I saw them roll out. And I thought, this is the next to last preseason game. I know what the NFL does. I have to assume this is the same thing. So I was like, who comes off the bench next? Will it be for need, or will it just be for it's 8 minutes, it's time for a sub? And who's it going to be?
So if we're putting fouls aside, Rob, I think it's going to be.
Because we didn't have Devontae last night, and I think he's going to play a role in this.
If we're putting fouls aside, I think it's going to be Malachi.
And he was.
I think.
Because he looks very comfortable when he is told, you know what, you can shoot it. It's okay. Go get your buckets. Without having to play. I mean, that's what this guy, he will come in with a purpose. There's just a mentality that he brings that I like.
Or is it Wemby going to the bench first? Because if Wemby's going to the bench first because of the pitch count, then it's a whole different person coming off.
So therein lies the next. So then we also saw right after that another shooter, another bucket, and Dougie McBuckets. He was the next guy off the bench. Zach Collins has a role. It's being defined daily, and it's not going to be it's going to be own the paint and hit a three now and again and set picks. That's going to be his role. And man, oh man, he is living up to the physical side of stuff. He's more physical than I ever thought he could be. I just hope his body can play and stay with this.
I just like Jeremy off the bench. I feel like with this starting lineup is so good, I feel like the bench may suffer a bit. I'm not crazy about you know what? It may be Bassey. It may be Bassey as the 6. Because the rebounding, if we want to nitpick, if there's something we want to nitpick, we're going to get the Spurs are going to get killed on the boards most nights. And Rob and I talked about it. It's crazy watching Wemby leak. Like, I don't know if that's something that Pop wants him to do, or is that something Pop is going to be like, hey, man, you got to come back. You got to help us get the boards. Or are they just going to be an up-tempo team that's going to run out? Because Wemby ain't really trying to get a whole bunch of rebounds. He's leaking out on the perimeter and trying to get easy buckets. Maybe that's their philosophy this season. I don't know.
I think one of the problems is Wemby plays on the perimeter so much that he couldn't get in the paint quick enough to get that rebound, so leak out.
And a lot of times he's guarding on the perimeter too.
Yeah, and teach your guys just throw it far and high. I don't think you could throw it high enough. I don't think you could overthrow that guy.
No, you can't.
So go there. They're on our text line 656-3776. The question was asked. So in the long run, do you think we need a point guard? And I'm going to say yes.
I'll say no.
I think Trey played enough he's a Spur. He ain't going anywhere. And
what's a point guard? What are y'all defining as? What's a point guard? Because
I'm talking
LeBron
about
ain't a point guard.
No, I'm talking about a legitimate, when you define old school point guard, a guy that's been in the league 10 years, a guy that ain't going to play all that much. But a guy.
Do I need Rondo in today's NBA? I mean, whoever.
I'm looking. Know what I'm hiring, Rudy? And I'm hiring a guy to give me, 8 minutes a week. But I'm hiring an assistant coach. I'm hiring a guy who's going to come to practice and come to games and look at the game like a point guard, not like a modern NFL, NBA. I play all positions and I get to do whatever. I'm talking about when a guy comes and sits down, a point guard turns to him and said, when you faded this way, you influenced that guy. You had the pass if you'd have taken another dribble. Because I'm looking at it like only a point guard would look at it. And I'm going to work with you that way. Pop has always gone and got those guys.
He has it. Devontae Graham's over there too. He'd be all right.
I don't know why you're anti-old dude. I think old dudes should get another shot, Rudy.
No, man, this is a young man's team.
No, so I don't like hearing that at all.
This is a young man's team. We don't need no old guy coming in here telling everybody what to do.
Because they're not telling, just helping. We're just helping.
That's what Pop is for.
The future is here.
I don't want Andre Miller on this team.
And it looks mighty bright to you Spurs fans. Put on some sunglasses. Is the NBA futures list. How are the Spurs, the rest of the NBA, going to look next year and the following? The Spurs jump mighty high, almost as much as Oklahoma City. What does the future hold? Well, it might be mighty bright for the Spurs. We'll tell you why next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Jags tackle the Saints tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Football season means grilling season, and Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks is your one stop for all your tailgating and homegating needs. With one of the best grilling sections, Five Oaks Ace Hardware has a huge selection of Traeger, Weber, Big Green Egg, and Blackstone, plus all your grill accessory needs with over 300 spices and rubs, over 20 brands of charcoal, wood chips, pellets, and everything you need for tailgating or homegating. Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks near Jones Maltzberger. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar is San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. 7 days a week happy hour, sports on all HD screens, and plenty of arcade games. With 5 area locations: North Star, Nacogdoches, Medical Center, St. Mary's Strip, and Thousand Oaks. Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar has you covered for any occasion, catering to you and delivering San Antonio memories for over 10 years. Slackers, San Antonio's home for all things sports, drinks, and games. Follow Slackers on Facebook for events and specials.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks, with everything from tequila cocktails to extensive bourbon categories that you will not believe. Their top shelf spirits and cocktails served over those icy balls cannot be matched. Twin Peaks has you covered. And don't forget about the 29-degree man-sized drafts.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Alzheimer's disease is an illness that gets worse with time. It affects millions of Americans. The beginning stages are called early Alzheimer's disease, when symptoms are just starting to negatively impact daily life. Alzheimer's disease is characterized by a buildup of toxic proteins in the brain known as amyloid plaque and tau tangles. Over time, these lead to brain cell damage, which can affect brain function. In the earliest stages of Alzheimer's disease, before symptoms become noticeable, plaques and tangles begin to form in brain areas involved in memory, thinking, and planning. As the disease gets worse, more plaques and tangles develop. This buildup causes memory and thinking problems serious enough to interfere with a person's work, daily activities, or social life. The earlier Alzheimer's disease is diagnosed and treated, the greater the opportunity for benefit. See a doctor if you notice changes related to memory loss or thinking in you or your loved one. Ask about cognitive screening. Sponsored by ASI. To learn more, visit us.asi.com.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember 2 things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
Darius, look who just figured out how to find my Medicare plan options. Just typed in my zip code and boom.
This is not just a search tool.
Look at you go, Mom.
This is Walgreens making it easy to find a Medicare plan with low-cost copays. During open enrollment, use Walgreens Find RX coverage to help you find the right Medicare plan for you. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz, coming up at for Stephen Jones. Astros, Rangers, John McClain joins us at 5:15. Rob, you're an Aggie. How much are you buying this story that Texas A&M is suffering from fart fatigue?
I know I am, Jason. Yeah, that's a real story. You guys really went way too far in depth.
Yeah, they did a full 15 minutes.
And they did it well. I mean, if you're going to cover a subject like that.
No, you got to go all in. You got to own it. If you're going to do it, go all the way. Don't half-ass it.
And
no
if
pun
you're
intended.
curious how the Aggies and fart fatigue are actually in the same sentence.
Yeah, what happened?
Hang around. Well, you want to talk about it now?
Yeah,
we could do it in 30 minutes. Those eager fart.
Yeah, let's do it now. I need to be filled in on this because I would like to.
I
would like to, evacuate some of this excess that I have more often. It's good for you. Get all that toxic stuff out.
And if you're going to talk farts and toxic stuff, Outkick is place to go for a lot of things.
That's a cheap shot.
No, it's a true statement that I will stand by. I think Clay Travis is one of the royal turds in all of the planet. And I mean that both personally and professionally. This is the headline. You want some of this, Clay Travis? You want some? I'm sitting right here. Fart fatigue to blame for Texas A&M struggles. Okay. This is an Outkick investigation by one Joe Kinsey. So evidently, the Fighting Texas Aggies in their ongoing effort to provide mediocre football to their fans went on to hire a new nutritionist last year.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that came in with new and different ideas on how the Aggies should ingest their protein. Too much animal protein, more vegetable protein, says
that is so hippie and so 2023 of him. But anyway, continue. Rob.
So up your protein intake by eating more leafy greens and more grains. And when you do that, we are all very aware of the popcorn and the bean farts. You are going to release more methane gas by the types of things you bring in. And as the Aggies have upped their protein intake through leafy greens and vegetables, we saw the output in young McKinley Jackson's pants on Tuesday.
What did he fart but poop?
Well, there's a term, and it's not a shark.
Yeah. Are we allowed to say that on radio?
Well, it's an acronym. No, it's not even an acronym. It's a bundle. He did not. The turtle left its shell and left some residue on young McKinley Jackson's pants during the Tennessee football game.
Did he go change clothes or did he stay with this racing
He is
stripe?
as God made him. He stayed. I don't know. I didn't know that was even a thing until yesterday's blitz. I didn't know that he had pooped. But evidently, it is possible that Texas A&M is suffering from farting fatigue due to all of these extra poops and farts. The American College of Gastroenterology confirms that all of these extra proteins brought in by the grains is problematic, can add to belching, bloating, and farting. Some carbohydrates cannot be digested by the enzymes in the small intestines, and they reach the colon where bacteria metabolize, and then that creates hydrogen and carbon dioxide output. The gases then become toots, and you can toot a lot and get tired. You can rip between 5 and 15 times a day. That's normal, says Dr. William Che of the Marvin Pollard Professor of Gastroenterology and Farts at the University of Michigan. That's a chaired seat. Professor of
What's
farts.
a chaired seat?
Somebody left a whole bunch of money and said you will be in charge of the chair of fart studies at University of Michigan, and this doc is now that. He says the fart experts, like he say, the best course of action if you're over farting is to keep a diary.
This is dumb. This is not true.
Where players,
this is not true.
Like young McKinley,
this is
can
not
keep
true.
track as to what is causing their ripping bombs during games and
this is not
causing
true.
things to boil up.
And
when you're keeping track of your farts, there's things that you need to be aware of, like the velocity, the volume, the 2 V's, as we call it in the fart industry.
This is not true. It does not say that.
It's the VVO.
Anywhere. It does not say that anywhere in that story.
When
Rob.
you're keeping, it's the VVO.
What's
of
the V? The volume,
odor.
What
volume, velocity, and odor.
What's velocity?
The number of clacks, the number, whether it's a then the faster the volume, the velocity, you get the.
But how do you know the velocity if it's silent?
Well, then there's not a lot of velocity, and that's also a check mark in your diary.
If it's
How
silent,
many
that's better.
SBDFs?
If it's silent, that means I'm better.
Well, no, SBDF means something else.
What's SBDF?
Silent but deadly. Silent but deadly fart. That's from your 5th grade year. You've never had the SBDFs?
Yes, of course. But I didn't know.
So the Aggies are
I
keeping
never
track.
kept track of them.
Well, that's a problem because that's taking up practice time.
And then,
well, because they're having to do their fart diaries.
Well, then just get off all the damn veggies.
And when you watch Jimbo on the sidelines, that thing that everybody's accusing him of holding, that play card of which he should have no role. Weren't we told that you were going to get play card?
You were going to get out the way.
See, he's not holding a play card. That's the fart diary. He's keeping track of his team's farts. He wants to make sure he's got the freshest guys out there, and that's why they're losing. That was a whole segment yesterday.
The problem is they're not using kale. Kale's the best protein of when you're talking about greens, in my humble opinion.
Kale and what? Quinoa? Are they
is
going?
Quinoa a veggie? What is
I don't know, but it makes me fart.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, quinoa.
Or is it Kiona?
It ain't Kiona.
It's not.
No, Kiona.
How long you been with your wife? Like married and together?
Oh, well into 40 years.
When was the first time you let one rip?
Oh, within the first week.
Oh God, you don't have no. You just
no. By that
first
point,
week,
I thought she was the one. I was already testing.
See, it took a while. Like, how long were you like going home before you pooped at her apartment? You know, when y'all were at the Aggies together, do it because at first, when you first dated, you just hold it until you go back.
No,
to your
I was
crib.
pooping in her apartment.
Like right away, bro.
Yeah. I was a gentleman. I lit a match. I mean, I'm not an animal. I didn't leave the door open.
I don't know when the first time I pooped at my wife, my at that time girlfriend's apartment.
Now the real key was how long was it before she farted in front of you? That's the real.
Oh,
that's
God,
the real measure.
I'm not gonna go there because she'll kill me. But my wife, she's
well, the first night you sleep over with your wife, a whole lot. I mean, they can fall asleep
with makeup on.
Things will loosen up.
Oh no,
You know what I mean?
If there wasn't no farting in the bed when we first started.
Oh, there was. You were just already asleep.
No, sir.
I mean,
absolutely.
You can guard against it when you're awake, but once you go to sleep, that stuff's coming out. I always thought it was kind of cute. You roll over and your wife's like,
there's nothing cute about that.
Little
like,
buddy
yo,
fart.
All right, well then point that thing the other way.
Oh, there is that.
Okay, point it the other way.
Now, how long have you Dutch ovened your wife?
Under the covers?
When you blast one and now that's true love. If she will stay with you after that, that's one of those tests before you get married. If you haven't done, she does. All right, that's the girl you can take home to mom.
But she don't say nothing, and then it just kind of creeps out from underneath the blanket and then slaps me, and I'm like, bro.
Do you bring it up or do you act like it didn't happen?
I bring it up. I'm like, come on, dog. I'm like, come on, like seriously. I'm like, seriously,
come
babe.
on, help us out.
Like seriously, babe. Like I'm sorry. I'll get out the room then. And she gets all offended. But I love it.
See, that's why you have a dog too. My wife blames the dog. Yeah, the dog's kind of tooty. Like I don't think that's the dog, baby, but that's up to you.
We got a good look at Edwin's uncomfortable.
It's hard.
Edwin's like, let's go to break.
We'll be right back with a sweeter smelling sports talk radio. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
It's Thursday night football. Then you got Friday night lights. Then you got college Saturday. Then you got football on Sunday, NFL. That means it's time to get to one of those Texas Cheer Liquors, one of 7 Texas Cheer Liquors, and get some craft brews, get some premium spirits, some top shelf allocated bourbon, smooth tequilas, maybe a little bit of that Henny White, or maybe even a margarita to go at Texas Cheer Liquor 5 or 6. That's right. And get that extra shot for yourself also. Knowledgeable staff. They can point you in the right direction, whether you're trying to get a gift or it's just a little party or you want to try something new. The staff is always well trained and able to point you in the right direction. And they offer online ordering and delivery options at TexasCheerLiquor.com. Visit Texas Cheer Liquor today and experience the best selection and service in the Lone Star State. It was Texas Cheer Liquor, where it's not just cheers, it's Texas Cheer.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Paid for by Cordell & Cordell.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hey guys, do you know what makes Revive Men's Health San Antonio different? You. Every Revive treatment and medication is personalized just for you. Revive has the experts that guys go to when their current treatment isn't working. They have a complicated medical condition, or they're just not happy with their daily performance. Since 2011, they've helped thousands of local men suffering with the symptoms of low T and ED. Their goal is simple: to get to the bottom of your issues and fix them. Your best performance requires more than generic ED medications or a low-dose testosterone booster at a low-ball price like you find online. Revive medications are custom compounded, affordable, and guaranteed to resolve your issues. Stop dealing with the symptoms of low T or ED. Book your T-check and exam today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit us at revivemenshealth.com.
Is your AC working but the house is still uncomfortable? Call Airtron Heating and Air Conditioning. Your AC cools, but it can't defend against humidity alone. Take control of your home comfort with a whole home dehumidifier and save $3,000. Plus, you can save up to $2,500 on a furnace and AC made by Carrier. Turn to the experts and installed by Airtron. Call today for same-day estimates and next-day installations. Visit Airtron.com for terms and conditions. Savings cannot be combined with any other promotion. License number TACLA 000399898C.
Thursday night football is on, and it's only on Prime. Tonight, it's a big game in the Big Easy when Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars take on Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. Not a Prime member? Sign up for a 30-day free trial to stream the game. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern with TNF Tonight, presented by Verizon, live from New Orleans. It's the Jaguars and the Saints tonight on Thursday Night Football, and it's on Prime. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's, pros. Lowe's knows you want top brands and quality products, and Klein Tools delivers. Right now, get the Klein 3-piece Modbox mobile workstation for $319.94 and the Klein 5-piece cushion grip screwdriver set for just $34.97, both exclusively at Lowe's. Shop the largest selection of Klein tools, the highest quality tool brand at Lowe's. Because Lowe's knows tools, Lowe's knows pros.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text STREAK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text STREAK to 42424. That's STREAK to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product is not intended to prevent any disease.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to Five Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com. R&R in the Morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all.
It's R&R in the Morning, a small Friday edition. We're so glad you're with us on what will be a warm second summer kind of Thursday as we come into a football weekend that starts with Thursday night football. We get a good kind of measuring stick game for the Jacksonville Jaguars as they look to prolong a little winning streak that has happened on two continents. The Saints are a fair to Midland team. Should be a good game tonight. We'll look forward to that. The commissioner of your NFL, Roger Goodell, you're going to say goodbye to him anytime soon. Signed a 3-year extension over the weekend. It's going to pay him upwards of $60 million a year for him to keep labor peace and money flowing. In your words, the
right now
easiest job in sports.
Yeah, it is. Right now, Get Ups is asking if Jared Goff's a top 5 quarterback. Sometimes their topics tickle me. But yeah, Roger Goodell's he's robbing the bank with no ski mask. And he's earned it. He's earned it. You know, he's been there a long time. He's been through some storms. He had to deal with Colin Kaepernick kneeling, and
he failed at that.
And it was a lot. He's dealt with a lot. I'm not saying that, he's been bad. What I'm saying is I feel like James Pledger, Jason Minix, Joe Reinagel, Rob Thompson, Edwin Hafner, Tim Spence, Greg Martin, all of us could do that job. We're going to take some heat and there's going to be some headaches. Absolutely. There's going to be some headaches, but we can all do that job.
Because I think we have to remember
that big a deal.
That he serves at the behest of 32 billionaires. He doesn't serve for the betterment of the player. He doesn't serve for the betterment of the individual and the social standing of the league. His job, number one, is to make 32 owners happy, or keep at least the majority of those that vote to fire him happy.
Right.
And number two, the way you keep job one is make lots and lots and lots of money.
A whole lot. I mean, I think he's getting 63.9.
Well, I'm saying make the league.
Well,
lots
I mean, they're
of money.
15 billion, right?
So
15 billion somewhere around there.
While you just kind of throw a dollar amount out and let those guys decide who's going to pay it when you come up to those negotiations, he gets to put his name on it. Whether it's Jerry Jones who did the negotiation, what he probably did, whether it's the money behind all the stuff they're doing coming from all these billionaires, he gets credit for it, and he kept them happy. I'm trying to figure out where we went from hating this cat, saying you're in the way of the league, to now he signs an extension. We go, yeah, okay. Was it George Floyd? Was that the pivotal point for him?
See, this is the thing, man. This is why it's strange with Roger Goodell, because I feel like of all of the leagues, the NFL kind of handcuffed their players, like whether it be Kaepernick, whether it be showing their support for social justice. The NFL was like, we'll have none of it. You're hurting the bottom line. And that's kind of like, it depends on who you ask about Goodell.
Because I think Kaepernick was an abject failure on the league's perspective.
As far as why do you say they failed on that part?
And you had owners looking awful. You had
Jerry Jones being one of them.
Jerry McNair, Falcons. Not Falcons. Ravens. There are a lot of owners didn't look good. And it just wasn't handled right. You couldn't have gotten worse. And that was on the heels of.
Well, see, did you not handle right in our eyes, but as far as their sponsors' eyes and the owner's eyes, he handled it perfectly.
I think even the sponsors were a little upset with him. I think even there was some sponsorship dollars. Like, dude, you guys went too far on this kneeling and this trying to split the baby, and we're going to hold hands and stand up.
Trying to muzzle the players.
Yeah. And I think that he at least kind of learned his lesson with George Floyd. Because
you think so? You think he handled that better than Cap? I think so too. In ways, I think he let them voice than they did with Cap.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. In fact, from that point on, and this is little things, but they do matter. Like the control of the Super Bowl halftime show. Jay-Z, go take care of this, man. No matter what I do, people mad at me. So you go take care of this.
I like
and then
that
he
one.
goes, as far as league discipline, I can't win this. I'm going to form a blue ribbon committee, of which I will be chair, but at least there'll be some other dudes dealing with this. And once they did that, and all he had to do was focus on, quite frankly, what you said, the easy crap, it got a lot better for him. I don't hate him the way I thought he was. He was too small for the moment a couple of times.
Right.
And politically, he just passed those problems off. He just like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I'm going to get somebody else to handle it. Somebody we don't even know their name. I'll put my name on it when it's all done. But he's never going to go through a Ray Rice. He's never going to go through a Zeke Elliott thing again either.
Because that's just handled by a third party.
Somebody else deal with this crap. Why am I going to get down in the mud? And once he did that, 60 million, you go, labor peace. Everybody seems to be happy. Owners seem to be happy. We've just gone to the Olympics, and football is now truly a worldwide sport. It's a damn Olympic event. They're playing flag football in the Olympics. Now, granted, they're also ballroom dancing, but it's a worldwide thing now.
Now, on the popular vote side of things with Roger Goodell having to handle, I would say the next couple of big things he's going to deal with is all grass and international. And now, as far as the popular vote goes, do you feel like diehard football fan like ourselves is for or against having a team permanently international?
I think we like the idea.
I'm asking you to speak for guys that we have no idea.
Yeah, I think we like the idea of being truly international and, like, hey, soccer.
Or should we just keep visiting?
But we're running to the end of the keep visiting.
So you just want the Jags just to play from London?
Well, it can't be just that, but I do think that they envision a truly worldwide game.
Or do you just expand and have a team in Mexico and have a team in London versus forcing the Jags into London?
I think if you ask Roger Goodell, what's your 10-year plan? In 10 years, what do you want? And I think he wants 2 teams in Europe. I think he wants
one in Germany, one in
London.
Berlin,
and one in London. And I think that would give.
I would start in Mexico.
I think Mexico and I think if you ask even more so, because when we talk the flag football with the Olympics, I started seeing some numbers and what the NFL has been doing.
Right.
And they kind of copied what the NBA did 40 years ago, as they just started sending these emissaries out into the world. Like, go teach the Amazonians football. And we're going to give you some money.
It was basketball without borders,
yeah,
right?
They just sent all these coaches, go to Africa.
Yeah,
we're going to give you $100,000. Build a school.
There's a bunch of 7-footers over there. Go get
them.
Yeah,
start coaching. We're not going to see the benefits of what you did for 30 years, but we know if we plant the seed, it'll come. And I think the football saw that, and they've been doing that with sending coaches into Brazil and into Spain and into Germany, and very low key. Remember when Art Briles couldn't find a gig, and we're like, where the hell is Art Briles? Oh, he's coaching football in Italy. What?
Oh, that's right.
That's the NFL sending these guys out, planting seeds. And I think when you ask
that's the only way to grow the game. You got to grow it from the grassroots. You can't just send the Chiefs in Miami to Germany expected to grow. You actually have to go and teach the game.
Kids that watch it, the 5-year-old going to want to go home and get a football, and there got to be some guys to coach them up, and we've got the guys in place. So you ask Goodell, what do you want to be? Well, I want to have a team in Sao Paulo. I want a team in Mexico City. I want a team in London. I want a team in Berlin. I want that. And then we can start talking about what our goals are. So if you ask me where I want to be in 25 years, there it is. 10 years, I want to be in Europe. I want to give a reason to send a team over. You play a 2-game run when you go over. You play a 2-game run, and you got a bye built around it. And inside of that, everybody going to go to Europe every 3 years. Everybody.
You know it. It's an RPP, Rob, but I don't know how I would feel like if I'm Trevor. Let's just say there is an expansion, and you just talk about moving. Like, let's say you want to move Jacksonville to London. I mean, you kept them over there 2 weeks. If I'm Trevor Lawrence, that's not what I signed up for.
No, it's really not.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That is not what I signed up for. Like, oh, now I got to move my family and my kids to London. Now, again, you don't have to do the job.
No.
You can quit.
And there's some glory to it. I mean, there's a lot of guys that like go to spend a year in Europe, and you're going to pay for it.
Like, do I want my 4-year-old and 6-year-old to be living in London away from all their cousins and grandmas and aunties and uncles? No, but guess what? I don't think I guess the easiest argument is I don't think military people want to be stationed in Germany or Japan either, or London or wherever they are. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's not an argument on my end when I think about it.
No, it is a viable argument because we're talking about the whims of $1 million athletes, and the change of one guy's attitude can change the fortunes of a franchise for a decade. So no, it does matter. And I think that lends it to the next conversation as we can look at this league with relative labor peace. I mean, you brought up there's those nagging health issues that they haven't fully addressed. And
the turf thing is it's still an issue.
And the concussions will go.
Yeah.
And that, if you ask one reason why Goodell shouldn't have been extended, it's because of the way the league has handled the concussion issues, because they still don't really have their finger on the pulse yet. We don't quite have it. I think we're zeroing in with the acceptance of risk, with the idea of making things as absolutely safe as possible within the rules as we affect.
Now, the pass I will give the league and Goodell on that is, now y'all have all the info. You could keep playing, or do like your what's the damn linebacker from the San Francisco 49ers, Pat. What was his name? You know what I'm talking about. There's a bunch of guys that retired early.
Yeah, just left
because they have the information. So now you have the information. Now it's not on me.
So given that, I think that's the only negative part of what he did. But as we talk
Patrick
about,
Willis, damn it,
yeah, and there's been a Kuechly left early too, we've lost some guys.
Luck,
the preeminent source on all that. So as we head into this entity that Roger Goodell has built to
$64 million a year,
the size of which now is beginning to rival the Premier League and its fingertips around the world. There are Brits that wake up in the morning now and check NFL box scores, and that just is astounding to me.
I think I just heard you compare the NFL to the Premier
They're not
League.
there.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, the fact that
it's even in the conversation.
Right.
So the next thing is, with all of this wealth that the owners are bringing in, how do you disperse this 52 to 48% profit breakdown that the NFL has in place? The owners can only keep 52% of the profits, or 48% of the profits, or thereabout, and the players get the rest. That's by the law. But inside of that, the cost of quarterbacks is utterly ridiculous in the salary cap as it's currently put together. Caleb Williams will be the number 1 draft pick as we sit today in the NFL.
Yes, I don't think that's up. Well,
unless something screwy happens, he's the most talented guy coming out.
Right.
Yeah, and his people have said, we know how good he is, and we know what he will mean to a franchise. So if you draft him, be aware we are going to ask for 2% ownership stake in the franchise.
And I would tell him, I feel like wanting to be a trailblazer is a great idea. I respect it, but this is the NFL, and if I start with you, where does it stop? And that's the only reason why I can't do it, because again, the email on the on the dark side, on the underworld that the 32 owners have that nobody will ever see.
That
nobody
WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah, the WhatsApp group chat for the NFL owners. The email and the text has gone out. Caleb Williams will not own a part of anyone's team, and if you do, we will throw your skeletons out, and you will have to sell your team. They will never do it, because again, if I'm Micah, if I'm Dak, let's just start where we should start. Patrick Mahomes. If I give Caleb Williams 2%, how do I tell Patrick Mahomes he can't have 2%? He's the face of the league. He's the best quarterback we've ever seen, and he may go down as the best to ever do it. And then not only that, if I'm a minority owner, if I'm Magic, I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
I had to work 30 years to get in this room. And y'all about to let Caleb in here? I sold Starbucks. I sold movie theaters.
On the shoulders of giants, man.
My soul. And Caleb Williams, who haven't thrown an NFL pass, gets 2%. It will never happen. They don't even want to pay running backs $10 million, let alone start handing out percentages to teams. Now, again, shout out to Caleb and his daddy and his team. I respect the Trailblazers. First guy over the hill takes the bullets. Never happening. Never, ever, 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 ever happening.
I will say this. I agree with you. It's a license to print money. You just don't give. Don't give away the golden goose.
I'd ask the Bears for it. Y'all suck.
But
give me 2%.
I do think it's a good starting point for what the next evolution of the finances in the NFL are going to be, because we've got to be real here. And as much as there's that secret group chat, there has to be a conversation behind the scenes about what are we going to do about quarterback pay and how are we going to keep this while maintaining the rules that are in place. And let's not kid ourselves. The salary cap is in place to protect the owners from themselves. That's the only reason there's a salary cap. None of us really, at the end of the day, care how much a player gets. We just want to make sure that the money that's being spent translates to wins. And owners feel the same way. So protect me from myself so I don't get enamored with Johnny Manziel and draft him and pay him $100 million. Make sure that if I do that I have to at least look forward to the future knowing I got to pay some other guys things. So I don't make dumb decisions. Let's put a salary cap in there. Well, the salary cap seems arbitrary now. I understand the value of competitive spirit. Like San Antonio, if they ever had a franchise, should at least be on the same playing field with New York. At least this is all the money we can spend because they got other things that offer that the San Antonio would never be able to offer. But at least we could pay you commensurate with anybody else in the league. That has to be there. But there has to be a way to pay those guys that are truly the 2% value of the team, like a quarterback,
like a Mahomes,
and still, all those guys, and still stay within some sort of salary cap structure. And I don't have the answer.
I just don't know. Again, I think each team probably has 2 guys worthy. And now 32 times 2, I'm not that smart. That's about 64 players that you would have with legit ownership. I don't know. I don't know how that flies.
And I like the idea of there's no long-term. We say long-term. Hell, the Patriots managed to do it for 20 years. But I mean, the way it's set up, it is a way to redistribute the wealth every couple of years and shake the snow globe. So you do have the Detroit Lions suddenly competing when they were.
But I do think the reason why I pause is because I do think it solves some of the salary cap issues.
And you said it, and I think at the end of the day, the statement that needs to stay, and I think we all agree, this ain't happening now.
No.
But Michael Jordan's mother, when she was talking to Phil Knight, said, just because it hadn't happened before doesn't mean it can't happen now.
And they did it.
And it did it, and everybody was happy. Just because it looks like gloom and doom, it worked out for everybody involved.
Absolutely.
Phil Knight has been more than happy to give Michael Jordan $1 billion. More than happy. Wrote that check with a smile. And we're going to break with a smile. The 9 o'clock hour, it's hard to believe it's going to be even better than the previous 3. You're going to have to hang around to find out what it's going to be involved with. Hang on. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You'll always find a great deal on tractor packages, front-end loaders, post-hole diggers, and whatever implement you need. And Ewald Kubota can get them for you. Not to mention the Orange Line trailer to get all of that equipment to your property. That's right. It's the new end-of-year inventory closeout sale at Ewald Kubota on the Kubota M-Series tractor. That's right. They're offering great discounts, easy, and I mean easy financing. And don't forget, Section 179 tax deductions. You can keep Uncle Sam out your business. You can write it off on your taxes. Go see the guys and gals and ask them for some details. And it's just about that time for winter service. Y'all feel those temperatures dropping. You can schedule it online or call any of their locations by visiting ewaldkubota.com and pulling the location nearest you. Like John Ewald always says, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. And from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to the hill country of Texas for 75 great years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Jags tackle the Saints tonight at 6:30. Presented by Fly by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey everybody, Joe Reinagle here. I want to let you know that my good friends at Woods Comfort Systems are celebrating their 67th anniversary, and they want to say thank you to you. For the month of October, they're going to install a new State 40 or 50-gallon gas or electric water heater or a State tankless water heater and give you 0% for 18 months, a free 10-year parts and labor warranty, and your first annual flush for free. It's just their way of saying thank you. Woods Comfort Systems have been serving Central Texas for 67 years. They can handle all of your plumbing needs, and they promise competitive pricing on all of their services. So don't delay. Call now to take advantage of this special right now. The number, 877-324-6902. That's 877-324-6902. Or you can go to woodscomfortsystems.com. Call today for your free in-home estimate. Again, that phone number, 877-324-6902. 6902.
This could be the start of a
Simply Safe.
or the end of one. Introducing 24/7 Lifeguard Protection, only from Simply Safe. Now, monitoring agents can see and speak to intruders through our new indoor camera to help stop crime in real time and for fast police response. Get 20% off any new system with Fast Protect monitoring at simplysafe.com/radio. Advanced home security, 24/7 professional monitoring for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Mother's Window Tint, your car stereo, and auto security headquarters. We've got a deal on window tint, and we've got a deal on car alarms too. You got to get to Mother's Window Tint right now, because if you do, it's National Pizza Month, and we're going to give you a free 18-inch one-topping pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria. That's right. Come get your windows tinted. Come buy an auto alarm. Get your stereo installed, and we're going to give you a free pizza. It makes going to Mother's Window Tint that much more special. All stores open Tuesday through Saturday in San Antonio, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. On the web at motherswindowtint.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, I got an idea. Go to Mother's Window Tint today and get your windows tinted. Buy an alarm system and make sure you get a free pizza from Sophia's Pizzeria while you're there. Remember, do it at Mother's and save.
Discover, this is Danny.
Hi, it's Jen Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great. But with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Are you hungry? Because everyone left after the asparagus sorbet.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
From the George Salinas Personal Injury Attorney Studios, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Scherzer, the 1-2, and Altuve drives this one deeper to left. Going back, Carter, still going back, and Altuve has left the yard. A home run for Jose. He missed the first at bat by a foot, and this one went about 4 rows deep in left field. Houston's got a 4-0 lead.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning, a small Friday edition. Welcome to the 9 o'clock hour. He is Rudy J. I am Rob Thompson.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's
everybody doing?
I got to look at our camera feed. If you're not following us on the socials, let's get the camera up.
There it is.
There it is. Can we read what's behind Rudy's head?
It says, just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship.
See, you could say that and you didn't have to sing it.
Oh, is it a song? Is it a song?
You don't know? Well, somebody get 656-3776.
Right back and you'll hear a tale.
Call in and Rudy.
What? I don't know the song. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. I thought it was a poem. What song is it?
Okay, so I want everybody to go right now. You're on a device. I want you to go to our YouTube feed, and I want you to look at the video of Rudy. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on the way that you're wearing your chapeau, your cap. It is jauntily flipped to the side. There's been one other guy in popular television over the last 50 years, 70 years. I'll say 70 years.
Okay.
Since color, even before color TV.
Okay.
Who has worn a hat like you have on, as well as you have. There's only one other person in the world.
Oh, Gilligan.
Ah, thank you. Now read that again and sing it while you read it.
Just sit right back and you hear a tale.
A tale.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Thank you.
So that's Gilligan Island.
Yes, and that was our crack engineer on crack, Greg Shelton, came and saw your Gilligan cap. Who Gilligan never wore the hat like you did. It ain't flipped to the side.
A tale of a fateful. Yeah, I remember that.
Started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship.
Oh, yeah. See, I ain't that out of touch.
Well, when you said, is that a poem? It is a lovely poem. It's the theme song from Gilligan's Island.
Is it haiku, though? 575. No, it's not haiku.
No, it is not.
It's not. Okay.
And I can't write a haiku, but I know it when I see it, much like porn. Speaking of porn, when you sit back
and relax
and watch Victor Wembanyama,
oh my gosh,
it is hard not to be physically excited.
You need baggy pants when you watch.
You need to be alone, or at least with your thoughts for a little while.
It should be that way for Vassell.
No,
because you've seen Vassell's. We've never seen Wemby.
Let's just talk about it again. The Wemby nutmeg was.
I've seen Trey Young do that 1,000 times. Beautiful. Trey Ware can too.
Trey got handles.
Yeah, he got a handle.
You don't know about Trey. He got a bag. You'll bring it. The nutmeg, man. It was. And yes, it's not that uncommon to see it.
Right.
But he had to have that moment. That was the springboard, Sports Center top 10. This is what now the rest of the country, who's been focused on football and everything else, those non-NBA cities who don't have a franchise practicing, where you're getting the daily updates. As the NBA gets its little soft opening until that league tournament and Christmas, the official opening. Wemby it was perfect. It was the perfect time. It was the Thursday. There was no NFL on. Only thing on is,
oh my God,
Wemby goes out in open court and does exactly what we want to see from Wemby. That was the prototypical modern NBA guy. Can play any position. Give him the ball. He can handle it. He can dunk it. He can shoot it. He can block it. He nutmegged Reggie Bullock in front of the world.
Now, this is the Wemby glazing,
which is so hard to even.
I can't believe how much Wemby glazing is going on, and that was the term that's been thrown around all last night. I wasn't familiar with glazing. There's a lot.
But in another context.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. Yeah,
Anyway,
I've heard it's good for your skin.
That's what I hear.
Wemby glazing is at an all-time high, and the people that are Wemby haters are out in full force. Like, man, y'all are really glazing this dude every night.
Yes.
Like every night there's Wemby glazing. Like what? Like really? A nutmeg, Rob? Like, come on, bro. It's equivalent to the NFL hurdle. Like, okay, someone hurdled somebody. Ooh, top 10 Sports Center. He put it. I've seen Trey Young do that 100 times. I've seen the great Emmanuel Ginobili do that as well. Hey, he ain't killed no bat.
No, not yet. But give him time.
He hasn't lost a nut.
Not yet. Give him time. Yikes. But it's the quintessential moment that I'm talking about. It is the NBA. How often, and certainly returns are early on this.
Yeah.
But it is so rare that anything lives up to expectation. I mean, that's my job. It's your job. It's our job to prop things up.
Yeah, for shizzle.
And put things at a level where there's no way it could reach what we hope it to reach. And then if it does, it's our job to knock it down. Right. But that's another day. Right. But right now, our expectations is, and as we've been told, this guy is everything LeBron was and more. He is made for this era. That's what we've been told. And here we sit. The guy that was made for this era, this 7'3" dude, nutmegged the guy, not as he was in the paint, headed downhill on a fast break. He dribbled through he is the quintessential 2023 basketball player, and we got it 4 days before the beginning of the season. It lived up to the hype. And yeah, I said LeBron.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's go back there. What we not
LeBron lived up to it too. His rookie year, we went, holy crap, he's as good as advertised. And right now, everybody looking at Wemby going, holy crap, he's as good as advertised.
What you're not going to do is make me defend LeBron.
Oh, I'm not trying. I'm just saying
making me defend LeBron.
No, he's not like, million years. Okay. But I'm saying when LeBron stepped foot on the court as an 18-year-old high school senior the first time, he lived up to the billing.
Yes,
he was exactly like he was, just like Kobe was, just like Tim was, just like David was, all the greats. The moment they stepped onto it, you went, hey, they were right. He's everything. And Wemby did it last night. He announced, I'm here. All that hype, it's real. Get ready.
You're Wemby's Michael Buffer. Like, what in the hell has gotten into you, mate?
I'm telling you.
Are you serious right now?
Yes.
Michael Buffer, calm down.
I have never seen that before.
I hope his people or his group is listening because they should hire you. I've never heard a 3-minute hype session over a nutmeg ever in my life.
I want everybody right now, go to your X account. I hate saying that. And just go find the NBA tweet. And I think it's like, he's here. And then just read the scroll. I ain't alone in this.
Was there some glaze in there, though?
Oh, my gosh.
There's some glaze in there now.
Yes. It was like the Valley. That's a whole other thing. It was everything that when David Silver was sitting with Mike Greenberg yesterday announcing Adam Silver, announcing the some minor changes to the All-Star game, maybe going back to East-West and talking about the league. When he woke up that morning and he prayed for a safe and wonderful day, he prayed, will Victor Wembanyama live up to billing?
Live up to the hype?
Because if he does, all these plans,
I'm going to make a whole bunch of money.
And everybody going to love me. I'm going to get a Roger Goodell contract too if Wemby does this. And he did. He did on national. He's a sports center. He did it. And it wasn't a jumper, which is funny to watch. And it wasn't him being tall. It was him dribbling the ball through the legs of not a rookie. That's Reggie Bullock. I mean, the guy is an NBA vet.
He wanted off the San Antonio Spurs. That's why Wemby embarrassed him.
And
because he didn't want to be here. So Wemby's like, let me nutmeg you real quick.
And you take it one step further. That you had the notorious stick in the mud. Basketball is played one way. Coach going, sitting over the sidelines laughing like, yeah, go ahead, get to the rim, take a three.
I just didn't. The one thing I did not expect to come in here and you be this excited about a nutmeg.
It's not the nutmeg move itself. It is the quintessence of the moment.
Let me take a sip of my water.
I wanted to get you another drink.
I don't know what the hell quintessence
He
means.
summed up exactly where the NBA wants to be in one play. He summed up the internationality of the NBA. He summed up the positionless basketball. He summed up the emergence of the international player.
Okay.
He summed up the future, and he did it in one.
You sound like Michael Buffer, bro.
It was a moment that you can't. You hope it happens. You hope you get it. And they got it. Pop got it. The NBA got it. Man.
Pop didn't even care. Pop was ready to go celebrate with Becky. Pop didn't even give a damn.
He's been here and done that before.
Hey, we wouldn't know about Wemby, but what is Pop trying to do, Edwin?
Ask him quick. I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to go celebrate.
Everybody's like, what?
Becky Hammond. And the Aces.
Who was that? Said, there you go. You didn't even know.
Miracles. It's Becky and the Aces. Fantastic. I thought about getting booted tonight because it was exactly the same time, but I just thought this has to be my priority. But it was close. It was close. Congrats, Becky. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, he sounds like Austin Powers.
All right.
Yeah, David.
Quickly. I got to go get
Adam Silver had a good day yesterday.
Can I say that?
The
Maybe.
Spurs Sports and Entertainment did not.
No, there is some hindsight here. That's our franchise. Do we
That's
get
our franchise.
Do we
It's
get
just
a little
one
bit of
back to
something,
back.
something?
We got the biggest stars. Plum is married to Darren Waller. Asia Wilson's the best in the league. Embarrassed Breonna Stewart after they gave Stewart the MVP. We're supposed to be getting ready for a river parade, but Spurs Sports and Entertainment gave up on our damn team, gave them to Vegas, sold them for profit, and now we sitting here with nothing. We sit there with nothing but The Rock.
How about if we just took their coach? Would that be a fair compensation?
If Becky Hammond becomes a Spurs coach? When?
I will put it. First of all, I'm really excited that Pop was excited. I thought that was pretty cool.
Of course.
Yeah, baby.
He sounds like Austin Powers. Yeah, baby.
Almost sounded contrived. But
no, that's supposed to be our team, Rob. We're supposed to be getting ready. We're supposed to be broadcasting from the Riverwalk.
I hate hindsight like this.
No.
We were fine when they we were like they sold who? Oh, the Stars?
We didn't say a
Oh,
word.
good for them.
We didn't say a peep.
Oh, we didn't even that's too bad.
Yeah, but now it's like my 4-year-old. My 4-year-old has 17,622 toys. She only plays with one of them. But when her cousins come over,
they're all hers.
See, that's where I'm at with the Aces. I'm like, hey, that's mine.
Do you think
Asia Wilson, Becky Hammond, hey, they're mine.
Is there anybody on that roster that even spent time in San Antonio? I don't think so. Except for Becky.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. When Becky got hired, she also got to go shopping for the groceries. So we would have kept them, hired Becky, let Becky shop for the groceries. We're doing our show today or Saturday from the Riverwalk. You're emceeing. Becky's drunk. We're drinking champagne, smoking cigars with Plum. And all is right in the world. But no, SS&E said, no, we don't want them.
We want MSL.
We don't want the Rampage. We want SAFC. Oh,
well,
thanks.
they got
Appreciate it.
hoodwinked by the MLS and the Columbus crew. They got hoodwinked.
Don't get me started on that, Rob.
They got hoodwinked.
Don't get me started on that, Rob.
They got hustled,
It depends
hoodwinked.
on who you believe. Now, I know you got sources amongst the city, and I trust your sources better than mine, but it depends on who you ask on who got hoodwinked and who.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I don't know who got bamboozled and who been led astray.
Well,
but sometimes when you the big dog, Rob, sometimes you don't want to share your food.
Well,
huh? Let's speak up. Speak up, Rob.
Well, who's the big dog here?
Excuse me? The nutmeggers.
So, well, you brought up an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the decisions that I think the SS&E regrets.
Which one?
There was two decisions there that at the end of the day, I mean, the decision to go all in on MLS was in hindsight, a huge tactical error. And maybe the decision to let these Stars go for
well, now that they're winning titles, it's a mistake. If they sucked, it wouldn't have been.
Well, it's one of those things. It's kind of like when the Cowboys got rid of Cooper. It seemed like a lot of money until it wasn't. And I think that the Spurs looked at the Stars like, man, there's a lot of money to pay for this. And then suddenly the WNBA reached its golden age right after they got rid of them. And suddenly there are 15 marketable stars across the league. And the star or the Vegas Aces ended up with like 3 of them that could have been in San Antonio of the most marketable guys in the league or, players in the league. Vegas has 3 of them. Those could have been here. And they weren't here then. We had a couple. So, yeah, in hindsight, that was a mistake. Huge mistake.
Yeah.
Would it be a mistake to let Becky never come home again? Is the next question. We had a good conversation about future coaches, not only for the San Antonio Spurs, but the Fighting Texas Aggies. It's worthy of consideration. But I want to talk about the number 1 draft pick next year and the value of that number 1 draft pick.
And what you should ask for when you're the number 1 pick and you have all the leverage.
Because
sort of.
How's the number 1 draft pick faring this year?
That would be Bryce Young. Not
so good.
It's okay.
I would say
it's shaky at best.
But for Bryce Young, the Carolina Panthers are underwater. But for Bryce Young, they can afford to change their head coaching strategy and change your OC and all that. But for Bryce Young, but for CJ Stroud, Houston Texans ain't near where they are. They're not. He is worth
so Davis Mills wouldn't be doing this.
No. The starting quarterback is worth more than any other player on the field. Is he worth 2% of the value of a franchise? Caleb Williams certainly thinks they are. That's what he's asking for if you draft him. Let's talk about the next step in the evolution of paying professional athletes. Is a piece of the pie, the real pie, the next step? Caleb Williams wants it. We'll talk about it next. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's October. The weather's fantastic. A lot of tee times are being booked at Golf Club of Texas. I just talked with the GM a few minutes ago, and it is stacked full with this great weather we're having. So you need to get to golfcluboftexas.com right now, where you're going to get the best rates and get your tee times booked. What I would suggest is you book them a week, maybe 2 weeks in advance, because, again, with this weather that we're having and with the 10-cup bar and with the food that they have, and then Golf Club of Texas being your football headquarters, right after you play golf, you fall inside, get yourself some asada nachos, all the TVs going, the red zone going, the YouTube going, regular game is going on, all that football, all those drinks, all that good food. You got to book those times way, way ahead of time. Trust me. I know firsthand. Go to golfcluboftexas.com, book those tee times, because, again, the weather is fantastic. The fairways are fantastic and the greens are fantastic. I was just out there this past Sunday. Take my word for it. And it's your football headquarters, and it all starts tonight, Thursday night football, Jags Saints, and they're not going to turn off those TVs or those lights or that kitchen until it's all over with, because they want to take care of you and make sure you understand that it's much, much more than a golf course when you get out to Golf Club of Texas. Check it all out yourself at golfclubtexas.com. That's the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's Thursday Night Football tonight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Jags tackle the Saints tonight at 6:30. Presented by Flight by Yingling and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now's the time to get your place ready for company with up to 40% off select online bath at the Home Depot, because the holidays are coming to town, and so are your friends, your family, and their friends and family. So let the Home Depot help get your bathroom guest ready with the Tabana Vanity and the matte black Oswell faucet from Glacier Bay. For more storage and a new modern look, refresh your space with up to 40% off select online bath. Plus, get free delivery on all online vanities and faucets from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, kbb.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at gawon'twait.com. That's gawon'twait.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get here for happy hour, weekdays from 2 till 7, and again late night for $1 off liquor, wine, and drafts, plus shareable apps starting at $2.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagel here. We are going to talk Dallas Cowboys football when the Blitz begins at 2 o'clock. Stephen Jones will join us coming up at 4:30. And the General, John McClain, joins us at 5:15. We'll talk about the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros and all the things that are happening in the city of Houston. Hey, Rudy, I'm sure glad you got a chance to see what I have to go through every day.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal, man. The amount of defending. I called you Michael Buffer for Wemby. Jason Minix is definitely Michael Buffer for the Cowboys.
Well, they're 4-2.
Yeah, I know.
One game out of first place.
Now, the one thing I did disagree with Joe on, and he did a video for it, and it's on our Instagram. Go check it out at SA Sports Star. He called Mike McCarthy a horrible coach. And again, the only reason why I feel like I could talk about this is because I said it to his face. It's a bad take. That's a bad take. Like, again, you're not 28-12 in your last 40 regular season games and be a horrible coach. It's just not possible. I'm not saying that he's great. I ain't calling him Lombardi or Bill Belichick or Bill Parcells or Bill Walsh. But I saw Nathaniel Hackett. I've seen
Frank. If you're going to hold him to that standard.
I've seen Frank Wright. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen what a horrible coach looks like. It don't look like Mike McCarthy. And that ain't because Mike McCarthy is a good friend of ours, Rob. I'm not just defending him because of that. I'm not trying to be his Michael Buffer. But I am saying he's far from horrible. If you don't want to call him if you want to call him a horrible play caller up to this point, maybe I'll go with that. But the thing is, when he was calling plays for Aaron Rodgers, they won a Super Bowl. Okay? They won a Super Bowl.
Well,
so is it a horrible play caller or a horrible coach, or is it the team that he's coaching? Because nobody else has been able to win the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers.
No, as you defend him, he's not horrible. Let's talk.
He's not.
What is he good at? Tell me what he's good at. I'm not saying he's horrible either. I just want you to, in your mind, what's one of the things you go, when I hire Mike McCarthy, I
think he's a legit leader of men
that
have huge egos that at any pro sport, if you're a fraud and you're a bad leader and you're a bad coach, they will not play for you. Those guys play for him. And what says it more than anything, Rob, is their record after losses. How does your team respond after losses? Do you get through to them that next week? And absolutely he does. He ain't perfect, Rob.
No, but
far from it.
You hit it on the head. He is a leader of men, and how you get guys from week 1 to week 17 into playoffs, it is, as Mike would like to say, a journey.
It's part of your journey. It's part of your path. I mean, to think you control that, that's not realistic. It's whether we're talking about expectations, every team has a goal to get through this journey and win the Super Bowl. I mean, I clearly think every team I've ever been a part of it. I mean, that's how your year starts. But everybody has a different path that's cut. And, it's important for us to keep our eyes forward and keep moving forward. It's a beautiful thing that we get to come in here and talk about the negativities of the great game that we're a part of. But also you can't lose sight of the positive components that give you the fuel to continue to move forward. But, the negative moments are great opportunities and experiences that you have to have. I mean, you're never going to be who you want to be if you don't go through those moments.
Mike McCarthy speaking yesterday, speaking to the yin and yang of life. You can't taste sweet unless you know what sour is.
you know what? Don't do this. Don't do these quotes. Don't do these quotes.
Just hang on. Help is coming.
Like, the magic we're all looking for is in the work we're avoiding.
Man, we're good.
We're good. You know what I mean?
Fire you guys up.
Sometimes, you have to climb even higher for the same results.
But there is wow. There is some depth to what he did say, though. And when there is a
he
skill,
said journey twice, and so I tuned him out. I tuned him out because he said journey twice.
You want to hear the ultimate, and we don't have time for it, but during the day, if you want to hear the ultimate, and I'm speaking to guys that are 45 and older.
That's me.
You want to hear the ultimate new age coach? Go check out the Diamondbacks manager and how he's taken his 0-2 team that has been hammered up and down home to try to take on the Phillies, and it sounded a lot like this. There's a lot of journeys, and we'll find yourself.
Now, if you're Mike McCarthy, Rob, would you offer Caleb Williams a percentage to replace Dak?
Well, that's where we're going. Aren't we going in that direction?
Would you offer CJ Stroud a percent to replace Dak?
How much did Burrow get as the season began?
55, about 55 a season, about 55 a season, 2 and some change.
So
some strange for some change.
200 million, give or take. Let's say 200 million is the going rate.
Yeah, whatever.
The going rate, if a contract is paid through fruition,
right?
That the contract the contractee will get every dollar. It's 200 million, right? We'll just say 200 million. And the average franchise is worth, what do you want to say? 5 billion?
Easy.
That's 5,000 million. To you and me.
You lost me.
A billion is 1,000 million.
Oh, gotcha.
And if a franchise is worth 5,000 million, and I'm paying out to a quarterback over the 10 years, I'm paying him 5 years, I'm paying him 200 million. It's not even close to 2%. I mean, when you start to begin the fathom of the value of an NFL franchise,
it's not that much, right?
And you go, well, $1 billion. How much is $1 billion? Well, $1 billion is 1,000 million, not 100 million. It's 1,000 million.
That's crazy.
And so when we talk about 1,000 millions is $1 billion. And when we talk about a franchise that is not, the Cowboys are worth what?
12.
12
if they
billion.
sold
I'll
today,
make the
they
math
said somebody,
easy.
12. Let's say 10.
We'll say 10. 10 billion. That's 100,000 millions. That's $1 billion. 100,000. So if you had $1 billion, you could divvy it up and make 100,000 millionaires.
Right. I'm following now.
Caleb Williams is going, 200 million ain't even beginning to talk about what my value is. My value to you is that $1 billion TV contract that you guys just signed last year. I'm the meat and potatoes there.
More than that. I forgot what YouTube paid, but it was more than that. But I got you.
You know, the value of your franchise when I arrive goes up by $500 million. That's 500 million. I want 2%. Hey, the tide's going to rise. You're going to make money.
Now,
but I want 2% of the points on the back end. I want to be like a movie star, not a front end. I want the back end, the value of the franchise that I'm bringing. That's where you pay me.
Well, to me, it's funny that this is coming up right now because if there is anybody that needs to be sharing percentages, it's the San Antonio Spurs with Victor Wembanyama.
But it's a valid point, man.
Because Rob, I mean, we see the economic impact, and it ain't even played a regular season game yet. So if there's somebody that has the right to say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna need 2%, it's Victor Wembanyama.
Would you say Wemby has had the same effect that Messi has had on the MLS, or will have the same effect that Messi has had on the MLS?
I'm not going there yet. He was coming off a World Cup.
Because I want
not
you
yet.
To,
not
the
yet.
only reason I bring
not
that
yet.
up
No. That's different. Soccer's different.
About
right.
As we and this is I want to talk about this on the other end.
Okay.
As we talk about how we pay these international superstars that bring to the table far more than athletic acumen.
Mm-hmm.
That Wemby brings to the table about 60% basketball and 7'4", and about 40% he's French. And a lot of Frenchies only speak French and they want to watch him.
Right.
He brings that to the table. Suddenly we might be getting to a place where we're trying to figure out how we pay these players and quarterbacks. Messi had to be paid not only by his team, but by the league. Is that the next step?
Because they couldn't find the money.
Is that the next step? When we're looking to pay a Caleb Williams, when we're looking to pay a Wemby on that next contract, does the NBA in general, do the other owners owe the Spurs the due? Let's kick in a little bit of money and keep Wemby happy so he doesn't decide to go play in Barcelona or whatever the hell it is. Worthy of discussion. We're talking about it next. How do you pay the superstars where there is no quantifying value?
Right.
Is Caleb Williams worth $2,000 million? We'll talk about it next. R&R in the morning.
I like that.
On 94.1. San Antonio Sports Star. You know, you wake up in the morning and it's just one of those things. You step into a shower to begin your day and you just expect that water running through your hair and over your skin is as clean and filtered as possible. If you got a Connecticut, it is. No more worries, no more thoughts. In fact, if you have a Connecticut water softener, I bet you haven't thought about your Connecticut in quite some time because, quite frankly, what there's to think about. The water coming out is always crisp and clear. It's always taken care of. It's been conditioned the way that you want it. And there's no worries. Your hair is clean. Your skin's not dry. Your whites are staying white. You know all the drill. You're not buying any extra salt. It's those folks that don't have a Connecticut that don't quite understand the easy life that I have. Because when you don't have a Connecticut, you're buying more salt, you're using more power, and you're just wasting money. Connecticut is going to save you on salt. It doesn't run on electricity at all. It only runs on a kinetic energy. And you have the wherewithal of knowing when you sign up with Connecticut, when you buy a product, the warranty and everything that goes along with it stays with you as long as you got it. It'll be the last water softener you ever own. I'm telling you that now. That's what I was told. I believe it. That's what they say. You'll find out soon enough. And if you want to find out now, dial 656-PURE. 656-PURE. Connecticut going to come out, put a water softener in your home 90 days free of charge. Not even going to ask you for any money. All they're going to do is we'll be here on the 91st day and we're going to ask you a question. You happy? Go ahead and buy it. You will be. And you're going to have a warranty in the last water softener you're ever going to own. It is made for Central and South Texas. You are taken care of by the Knippas who've been taking care of us for a long time. Find out what I and your neighbors know. Connecticut water softener is the last water softener you're ever going to own. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for more details. Get one in your home for 90 days. And when you do, I know you're going to be thanking me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to continue to talk a lot of Dallas Cowboys football because, after all, that's what we do. But we'll probably throw in a little Houston Astros with the General, John McClain.
John McClain at 5:15. Stephen Jones at 4:30. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Hendon Mob Series. It's the Fall Classic Series. 11 different events going on now, all the way through October 22nd. You know I'm only talking about one place. You know I'm talking about SA Card House, the premier card house in San Antonio, and their Fall Classic Series is going to be a doozy. We're talking about big-time no-limit hold'em tournaments. Also, they're going to keep the free roll in there for the little guys like myself, but we're talking about 1,000 guaranteed, 15,000 guaranteed, 50, and all the way up to 200,000. SACardhouse.com. Check it all out yourself. It is the premier card house. And when you're playing this much poker, you know you're going to have to get over to Foster's Bar and Grill, get you a little something to eat, get you a little something to drink to kind of refuel yourself. Check it out at SACardhouse.com. The Hendon Mob Series is the Fall Classic Series at the premier card house in San Antonio. SACardhouse.com. SACardhouse.com.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice. And paid for by Linear Marketing Group. Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $17,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. We've helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our Debt Reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-621-3640 now. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the Debt Reset program can work for you. 800-621-3640. That's 800-621-3640. Again, 800-621-3640.
Guys, your testosterone level can impact your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Book your testosterone level check at Revive Men's Health San Antonio. They're the local experts with guaranteed treatments for low T and ED. There are no lab fees. All your tests are included, and many patients find Revive more affordable than their insurance deductibles and copays. Book your testosterone level check today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hun, we need to stop putting off getting life insurance.
I know. It's just been so busy, and I'm sure the cost is out of our budget.
Well, Jen told me that they got a $500,000 term life insurance policy from Ethos for less than $23 a month. All online with no complicated forms and no medical exam. All they had to do was answer a few health questions.
Wait, no medical exam and all online?
I know, right? It's not easy to think about, but if something happened to you, James and I would be...
Okay, I get it. Let's get a quote from Ethos right now. Wow, you were right. There's no medical exam. And Ethos makes the whole online process fast and easy. And look at these rates and coverage options. It's great protection and totally fits our budget.
Ethos. They've removed all the barriers from getting coverage. Go to checkethos.com to get your free online quote. That's checkethos.com. Quote based on a healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
It's the Mike McCarthy Show every Friday morning at 7 and 9 with R&R in the Morning.
I'm all about winning. So when it has to do with winning, then it's part of our operation, our messaging, and our outlook.
A look at the Cowboys' upcoming game presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson, and this little boat's about to come back into port. We have a poem behind Rudy.
I didn't know what the poem was at first, but then I started thinking about
this is a great opportunity to go to the audio vault. And watch us live. And by the way, this is our hourly beg for if you are listening on a device, if you are watching on a device and you have not subscribed to us, we're going to find you and we're going to rough you up.
It takes 1 second to hit subscribe on YouTube.
Subscribe.
You're already on YouTube all the time. We're all on YouTube, whether we're trying to find a do-it-yourself video or, whatever the case may be. You get on YouTube at least a couple times a week. Go to San Antonio Sports Star, click subscribe, click like, and help a brother out.
Help a brother out. There's good food involved and internal strife.
And the more y'all subscribe, then maybe we'll get Edwin on the screen.
Maybe one day.
No, he's not buttoned up. He's not allowed in.
Caleb Williams is I was going to say the foregone conclusion is the number one overall puck. He's not foregone, but he is certainly next.
Yeah.
I mean, there hadn't been a quarterback with this kind of since he came out of high school, this kind of hype since the last guy that's going to get paid, and that's going to be Trevor, you figure, coming up. But Caleb sees the landscape of the NFL and is asking and is going to propose that whoever drafts him offer him a percentage of ownership. Now I don't know the legalities, whether they can even do that kind of stuff, but we are in a realm now where the dollar values are reaching that kind of number. Keep in mind, for Messi, Lionel, to get to the United States to play for the MLS, it took Apple, one of the networks that broadcast them, knowing that it'll rise the tide and their boat will rise too, to kick in.
So they have the MLS package, Apple. So he gets percentages off of the subscribers, which is genius, by the way, by the Beckham Group and Apple and all of that, because again, Apple wasn't going to have that many subscribers for MLS from here. But now that Messi's here, you got all of Argentina probably subscribed to Apple, all the Barca fans, PSG, you know what I mean?
I guarantee you.
Yeah, they're all subscribers now, and it's a genius move. But this is what I would say, Rob. This is the other side.
Uh-huh.
If I'm if I'm Joey B, if I'm Justin H, if I'm Patrick M, I'm like, hold on, young fella. Hold on now. How dare you come in here asking for percentages and we're proven commodities? Well, I'm a proven commodity in Patrick Mahomes. I had to go buy the Royals. He bought in on the Royals. He bought in on the MLS. I couldn't even get in on the Chiefs. But yet you want to come in here to my league asking for percentages and haven't completed a 3-yard pass yet? If I'm a vet, Rob, I'm slightly salty.
And you'd be rightfully so. And I think that's really where this is.
And I never know what to say that out loud because you never want to be a pocket watcher, hater type dude.
Oh, let me tell you. Let's just put this in perspective. For the last, 6 years, every NBA player has been totally down with ending one and done. I think one and done is stupid for those young fellas. They should be able to come out and play whatever they want until they go vote behind the scenes and we don't know who voted for what. And guess what they did? They voted for their own self-interest. I don't want anybody coming in and taking my job. They can come in one and done and go away next year. But right now, I want to stay employed. So it's easy to say until it comes down to it.
Right.
All right. So let's think about how you want to get paid. Deion Sanders took a job with Colorado.
With no money.
Colorado
had no money.
So what did the AD there think outside the box? If you are what I think you're going to be, I'm going to give you a percentage of ticket sales. The season ticket sales X amount, you get Y. That's profit sharing. That's like an owner. The ticket sales go up. As an owner, you make a little bit more money. Colorado can't sell anything, but they gave him that. Same thing applied to Messi. It should apply to Pat Mahomes, not to Caleb. It's too soon for Caleb.
But I get Caleb asking.
Because when Pat Mahomes right now, what is his value?
Oh my God, you can't. He's worth $1 billion to the Chiefs. Easy. And whatever their profit share is, it's worth, like, let's say their profit, because Jerry cleared $1 billion after everybody was paid. Jerry cleared $1 billion. So with the Chiefs, I'm thinking they probably clear 650, 700 after they pay all their bills. Then that means Patrick Mahomes is probably worth 350. Like, Patrick Mahomes, if we were really doing like fair and balanced business, Patrick Mahomes right now, just because of who he is and what he means, should probably make upwards of around $300 million a year. What the Saudis pay Ronaldo and what the Saudis pay the golfers, that's what true value is for athletes. Now they just got the money to do it.
And soccer,
but Mahomes is he's worth about $300 million a season.
I'm so glad you brought up the empty well of money, or the unending well of money that the Saudis and that like have.
Right.
And we kind of laugh when the Emir looks across the ocean and winks at Giannis Antetokounmpo and says, $250 million, you can come over here and play for me. We laugh at that.
But that's what they're worth.
Laugh.
That's what they're worth.
And Giannis knows that. No,
yeah,
no,
I
you're
think they
speaking
offered,
my language. I know exactly what I'm worth, and you just said it.
I thought they offered Giannis $700.
What I'm saying is,
it was like $700.
When you see that sounds outrageous, but these guys know what he's worth.
And that's
what's the PSG kid that's going to Saudi that's playing this?
Well, he was supposed to.
Well, there's somebody there now. There's somebody that took the money.
Oh, yeah, that soccer player. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. He got like $200-300 million a season.
And he's worth it because we're talking about a dude playing soccer in Saudi, and I would have never done that before.
Right.
In San Antonio, Texas. The value is there. They're going to have to find a new way to pay these guys. They're just going to have to find an alternate revenue stream, and it seems percentage of ownership is the natural next step.
Now, the thing about it is, he's going to take some heat. I'm already seeing it. I'm already seeing Caleb. How dare you? You sound stupid. Absolutely not. Blah, blah, blah. But again, Kurt Flood took it too, Rob. When Kurt Flood was like, hey, man, I think I deserve to be a free agent, right? And everybody's like, what the hell do you mean you're going to leave your team? You know what I mean? Like, excuse me?
Why would anybody want to leave?
The first guy that demanded the trade. Oh, we scoffed. So while right now I think Caleb, I think you're shooting in the dark. Had a 3-foot around rim, but I can appreciate it. And who knows what we're in 2023. Who knows what it's going to look like in 2033?
It's so easy to talk about this kind of money when you look at the commissioner of the NFL, who just extended his contract for another 3 years. He's already made, I'd say, $500 million at least, maybe more than that, from his pay as the commissioner of the NFL since 2006, I believe.
Right.
He just got another extension. We know the last deal, there was a lot of, I'm not sure all the owners wanted him. Jerry, I think, was on the outside looking in on this one.
Jerry was like me. Jerry is feeling like, look, you keep in mind how Jerry felt about Jimmy Johnson, okay? Jerry felt like, dude, what? This team? Anybody could coach this team. Jerry feels the same way about Goodell as I do, meaning, why the hell am I going into my share of the pie to pay him $64 million when Rudy J and Tim Spence can do the same thing for 40?
Well, he said that 3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but now he doesn't.
Well, he's outvoted. No, he's not. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jerry feels like that Rodgers should be getting $64 million a year. It's just that you only need so many votes.
He fought it last time.
Jerry,
we didn't hear about it this time.
I mean, everybody knows not everybody. Most of us know that Goodell don't deserve $64 million.
Well, deserve,
yeah, that's a stupid word. That's the wrong word.
Because we're not going to question what if you can get it.
If you can get it, go get it. But
but did he?
There's somebody that could do it. I would do it for 15 and get the same results.
Pretty much.
Because we're all going to tune in regardless of who's the commissioner. I don't ever tune in to football being like, you know what, I'm sticking around because of Roger Goodell.
But I'll tell you what.
I'm just not.
But I'll tell you what, you'll tune away. You'll turn
If I don't
away
like
because
him?
of the commissioner. And we saw that.
Now, I didn't care for some of David Stern's policy. David Stern would rub me the wrong way. I never boycotted, but I didn't like David Stern.
And I think baseball suffered during the Selig era. They didn't really have a commissioner. They just had another
Selig
dude.
was okay with steroids and not being tested, but then when it hit the fan, he threw everybody under the bus, even though he was okay with what was going on.
He was an owner playing commissioner, and you can't dip your feet
that's
in
a
both.
That's a conflict of interest.
So it
for
just
sure.
that I think he kind of made it.
He was the
didn't make
Brewers
things-
owner, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Ugh.
So that didn't work. Bettman is universally reviled,
I
and the
think
dude
Bettman
is
fixed
still
some
around.
stuff. I think because Bettman was the first one to realize, like, okay, y'all, we're living in a fantasy world. Nobody's watching our sport. We got to fix these contracts and just cut the money in half. And I feel like it fixed the sport and made the owners more profitable. And now, hockey's slowly but surely coming around.
I'm not ever going to be on the pro Roger Goodell side of things, but I will give him his due. I think the guy does an adequate job on the things that he's supposed to do well,
right?
Or as a commissioner, the things we all know about,
right?
But what he is super good at, to stay where he is as long as he has. This guy must be as big a viper snake as anybody who ever walked the planet. You can't survive in that snake pit without being. Oh, are you kidding me? This is next level crap.
He has rattlesnake boots on.
He does. He's
got the
dealing with
rattlesnake boots on,
32
man.
other snakes,
Dude,
man.
Rob, stop. Rob, stop.
I am
stop.
telling
He's not doing anything, Rob. He doesn't. Look, you can do that job. You can't think that you could be a GM, Rob, and not think that you could be commissioner.
What I'm saying is it's the stuff that he does that we don't know about, that don't apply to just him. When the 8-5 commissioner, this guy gets fined. This is where, now that's the easy stuff. We could all do that. I agree with you. I'm talking about
dealing with my
day-to-day. You know what? This billionaire has every penny he can, and he hates that billionaire, and that billionaire is about to out him with stuff, and that's what Goodell has mastered.
That's easy work.
Oh, no, those guys get killed right and left, man.
That's easy work, Rob.
No, that's not the easy part of that job.
That's easy work, Rob.
You got it flipped. The easy part's what he's getting the $63 million for. You know
Rob,
how much it costs to broadcast the NFL? We'll start at $1 billion. Any offers? That's how you negotiate with the NFL.
Easy. Yeah. Roger Goodell, shout out to him. I remember when he was making 40. And I was screaming. Now that's gone up 24 million. All right, like this, I can't. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't get it. I don't know what he does other than hire people to do his job.
Game of Thrones. He's poisoning people in the back room. You got a witch every time she takes off her crown, turns a hot 500 years old. I've seen it. I know how it works.
I never watched the Game of Thrones.
I can't imagine.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I should, and now this 12 seasons is too far.
By the way, as we're talking commissioners, Adam Silver sat in with Greeny yesterday, said they're going to change the format of the All-Star game yet again. We're going to go back to East-West, and I thought we were doing. Oh, that's right, we were drafting.
It doesn't matter if they don't compete. It could be East-West, North-South, international versus USA is what it should be. But if they're not going to go out there and compete, who gives a damn? What teams are?
That's why they went to the draft, because they weren't competing anymore. Maybe they'll play with their friends. They're going to compete. They're just going to wait till there's 8 minutes left in the
USA
game.
versus the world.
You know what? They asked him about that
because it works right now.
He said there's not enough international players to justify it. That's what he said. I don't agree with that. But I think more right now is not the time to talk about us against the world. in any fashion or sense, as the world seems to be going up in flames from one side to the other.
Right.
Let's all play nice together and go east-west instead of drafting our friends. Hey, we're just beginning the day. Don't forget we got football on tonight. Baseball continues. Catch them all right here on San Antonio Sports Star. The Blitz ain't too far away. In the meantime, Rudy and I got some work to do. We're going to study the tape and come back stronger than ever. You guys have a happy Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.